Pants are wicked.
Well, thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Apple Juice Breaks. Or if you are watching later on, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I got a very special guest for you guys today. This is the kind of guy who says, have a funniful night after telling you that your Pokemon card business is doomed. He is the kind of guy who walks into the gym on leg day and says, you know what? Let's do biceps instead. He is a Poketuber,
Sure.
entrepreneur, all-around good dude, Pokene. Brian, welcome to Apple Juice Breaks. What are you drinking, my friend?
We got some black Pepsi right here. It's not diet, zero sugar. Cheers.
Zero sugar. So I'm sponsored today by, well, Pokene is obviously sponsoring us, but
Obviously.
Bobcat Red Ale is definitely stepped up to the bar. It was all that was left in Walmart because the LCBO is on a strike. So, Brian, I want to kick things off, come on hot with some fire. So, you've been pumping Paldea Evolved like crazy recently. Why do you think it is the best set that Pokemon have ever produced, and why do you think it's the best investment right now?
I'll tell you what, it's because it exists and it's been like a year. It's so predictable. I mean, funnily enough, I was gonna make a video about it. That's probably
I
gonna be
watched
like,
it, yeah.
yeah, like straight up, like maybe like later tonight or tomorrow. And the video is just called "I'm done selling Paldea Evolved" because I'm down to 15 cases now, and I'm just like, every time I raise the price, it goes higher. You know why it's popular? Because I raise the price and people panic. So I'm done with it now. I'm throwing it in the back of the basement, and I'm not touching it till I'm like 35.
Why don't you just put the price up to $200? People will be like, yeah, let's do it.
just to panic the customers. Honestly, like because I made a video and I was like, you know what, guys? Every time I raise the price of Paldea Evolved, people buy more of it. And I showed the stats, and it was actually mathematically true. So I said in the video, I'm like, why the hell not raise the price of Obsidian
Yeah,
Flames and Paradox Rift? And so I did, and I've been selling those more than ever. So
that's
why is
crazy.
it? Why am I pumping it? Because it's been a year, and people just react.
When's
I
it
don't
getting
know.
reprinted, Brian? You have the insider scoops.
The inside.
When's the
So
reprint coming?
what's funny is, when I was like before I had an English distributor, I'd watch a lot of like Danny Phantomp and
Yep.
Cardinal Gaming, CNA Gaming, whatever. And I was always under the impression they had some like insider info, and sometimes they did, but a lot of times they were like, "Oh, we kind of know as much as you do." And I was like, "How could that be? Your buddies with Southern Hobby, ain't no way." And now I've got two distributors, and I'm actually getting a third one. We can talk about it later. But no, they don't tell you anything. Like they don't freaking know either. So I don't know where this insider info comes from, if it's just BS or if I'm not special. But I mean, honestly though, I think it'll be a small reprint. I can see it where just like they did with Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike and a couple other ones where they just hit me up. They're like, "Hey, we got 10 cases of this. Do you want them?" And then they sucker me in with some crap that I don't want. Like, do you want some 2022 school pencil cases with your 10 cases? Yeah, so I'm like, Sure." But I think it'll reprint a little bit, and then I think people will panic sell, and then I will buy all of them, and then I will throw them in the back of my basement
Yep.
and get rich as hell because that thing's going to $800 a booster box,
Oh,
obviously.
it's going it head there already, probably by Christmas, I would imagine.
Easily. Like
Easily.
honestly, Black Friday, I'm gonna sell them for like a K a box, $6,000 a case.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna acknowledge some of the guys in the chat. There are some people that are tuning in and are big fans of yours too. So we got Sakura's World is here. Sakura's here. He's saying hi.
Huh.
Seeing what's going on. Devesh, you're always around, man. Appreciate it. iFOMO, Shizar, Pokeani's here too. He says yo. JB says no better place to be. We got Goldeck Gaming, Daily Snipes coming in here too. Let's go. Evo TCG, lovely lady. Vicious Bean, I don't know who let Vicious Bean in, but he is here. And Roosevelt's back. Roosevelt likes to throw some fun comments in
Dave.
there as well. Inept Card Collector too, like so. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Really appreciate it. Yeah, if you're saying something good, we'll hit you up in the threads as well here, or whatever it's called, the comments. So Rob Insider Trading Cards. So I watched your investment videos. So you've got like a mini kind of Raiders of the Lost Ark thing kind of growing in your basement there. So
Yes, I do.
how much Paldea do you have?
So I'm trying to keep 15 cases of everything is my goal. So
Love that.
I just sold my last 2 cases of Paldea. I might have a couple more on the website, but I'm gonna take those off. Yeah, I'm pumping it. Go buy the last 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take those suckers off though, if I remember. And then I'm just gonna put that I have 3 aisles on my little warehouse down here, and I call one
Yeah.
my retirement aisle. And Imma just put those back there because, like, I know the drill. And anyone that thinks this won't happen with Obsidian Flames and Paradox Rift, it's like, bro, come
Hmm.
on. Come on, it's gonna be the same damn thing. So I started collecting 15 cases of each as soon as I could start like affording it.
I like that. You
Yeah.
mentioned like having capital as well, so that's got
Mhm.
to be pretty important for storing that stuff away.
It's vital. Basically, like, because people told me to do this way back in Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign and whatnot, and I was like, bro, I don't have enough money for that.
Hmm.
But my capital, like my sales have grown faster than my customer acquisition to where like I can collect more stuff, but I'm not necessarily selling it at the same rate that I'm buying it.
Yeah.
So my capital goes up and I can like store more stuff because I don't need more capital anymore.
Hmm.
So yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I like that. That's
Yeah, I like
a
that a
good
lot. Hey, great,
comparison.
great film, great film. So
Facts.
sorry, I'm going to jump all over the place here a little bit, but I'll try and like touch on. I realize there's potentially people watching or will be watching in the future fans and want to know more about the business side of things, and also like people who tune into my channel mostly are there for the hair a little bit, but mostly for the
Of
investing
course.
stuff. So we'll get into the hair routines in a bit, but you raise a really good point in one of your investment videos. I believe it's the one where you're showing off, well, not showing off, but you're taking people through your collection, your investments and stuff that you're talking about having for the future and putting away. And you bring up a good point about being able to resell the items and turn them over quickly, right? And I think you say something like, all I really have to worry about is the 3-4% credit card fees, right? The
Yeah.
merchant fees. So do you think that's an issue for people that like the normies that you call them, like someone like myself, right? I'm stacking up a few cases of booster boxes. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm watching it grow on TCG Player, and like my gains aren't actually going to be the same as your gains, right?
Mhm. Yeah, first of all, speaking of hair, I got some really interesting hair news you can ask about later. It's like actually super fascinating. But yeah, like the normies, I have a little bit of trouble with people that push the investment vibe on the normies because well, number one, it's harder to get liquid. You know, it's like you might not be able to push it out. You don't have like a fan base or like, but TCG Player, eBay, etc. Yeah, those are great because anybody can do it and
Hmm.
be pretty trustworthy. I guess like if I were in that position, I could not emotionally handle the 10 to 12% fee. I would probably
Yeah,
try to push those off at like a Collecticon or
yeah,
in person cash because I mean, Jesus, like unless it's a freaking Evolving Skies or a Paldea Evolved, which is obviously
hmm,
going to $1,000 a box,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
unless it's one of those, I mean, it's like, okay, if a set goes up 20%, which is a pretty significant up, I mean, what investment goes
yeah,
up 20%? Like
yeah.
more than half of it is gone instantly. And then
Yes,
depending on how you did your taxes and how you expense your stuff out, if you do cash-based accounting, it's considered all profit because you already expensed it. So then you're paying 20% on your profit, roughly, depending on what tax bracket you're in. And then it's like, then there's a credit card processing fee, depending on how you do it. It's like,
yeah,
uh, even if something goes up 20%, which is you're pretty damn lucky if it does, who cares? You're making 11%. I mean, big deal. Put that in the S&P, you know. I don't know if I was a normie, I'd try to avoid that for sure.
yeah,
Um, and plus a lot of people like I really worry about some folks that buy all this stuff and they don't have their other stuff handled
hmm,
because then they panic sell it
yeah,
and then it doesn't go. I mean, it takes a while to go up 20%. So, you know, you buy Obsidian Flames a year later, you're like, "Oh, damn, my car broke. I need to sell it
yeah,
now." It went up $5 a box. You lose 12%. You not only had $600 to $1,200 set aside that you could have been making money on, but now you actually sold it for less.
yeah. Exactly. Actually, it's funny because I was watching a video. Dan's going to be on the show next week, Catch More Collectibles, and
Mm,
he was talking about exactly the same thing. And you guys are both right. It's you got to have your other shit taken care of, guys. You want to collect and have some fun, like that's cool. You want to collect some stuff, but if you're actually investing and the goal is to make money, There's probably easier ways. Well, there's definitely easier ways to do it. There's easy ways to lose and earn money in any walk of life. But yeah, get your other shit taken care of first. Like for sure, I like that advice a lot, and I think that's and plus a lot of like you're buying business inventory through your business. I'm assuming, right? You're not.
Yeah.
This isn't like your personal stuff, right? So it's all a little bit different up here in Canada, but same concept. But you're not buying that with income that's already been taxed, like at
Mhm.
whatever bracket you're taxed at too. So yeah, I think people just look at the TCG player charts and it's going up, right? So yeah, I think that was something I wanted to touch on because I think that's important for a few of my viewers. So let's talk hair routines. We got to get into hair, man. We got to get there.
So that's not even what I was gonna say.
What were you gonna tell me?
So the hair routine thing, I don't do anything too special. I got genetics, which is freaking great. But what I'm doing now, because so many people on YouTube talk about this, including you. Apparently, I saw my little caption. I was very flattered. But then I went to Collecticon in Kansas City, and first of all, when you hit 20,000 subs, it's bananas how many people recognize you at these things. Like
That's awesome.
absolutely bonkers. And of the, I'd say 60, 70 people that came up and talked to me, like 20 of them talked about the hair. And I was, and a couple of them were like, dude, you need to start your own product line.
You should.
And once like the sixth or seventh person said that, I was like, yo, I could do that because I have all this capital laying around.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there and I'm bored. Like Pokemon's boring now.
Yeah.
So I spent like 2 weeks looking at white label products, like white label companies. There's one in Italy that's super luxurious, and there's a couple other ones.
Yeah.
And so I have contacts with 3 of them now, and I'm actually planning on white labeling my own beauty line.
Oh, I love it. Can I be one of your guys? Could I be like a
You
like
could you could be
like a
involved.
subset? I would be.
Honestly,
Yeah,
you could be a
I would love
model.
that.
Yeah, you could be one of the models for sure. And, my friend is kinda like a graphic designer type
I
girl,
love
and
that.
so she took one of my thumbnails, and she took, like, my face,
Yep.
and she colored my hair and my beard, and what I'm gonna do is make them Pokemon themed, so there's gonna be a fire, grass, and water color scheme
Oh, I
of, like,
love it.
shampoo. Fire is gonna be kind of a cedar, like a charred cedar scent.
Yep.
Water is gonna be something more kinda natural, and then the grass is gonna be, like, you know, like something, I have this all listed out, but something kind of, fruity, like natural and I don't
Yeah.
know. I think why the hell not? So I'm like legitimately doing this. The
I
MOQ,
love it.
yeah, it's like why the hell not? The MOQ on the 3 I found is 250 units. So all I have to do is sell 250 units of shampoo, hair gel, and beard cream, and then I break even. I don't even want to make money on it. I just think it'd be funny.
I think it's genius, man. I do. Yeah, you got good stuff for the beard too. I know
Yeah,
you're a little less furry around here than usual, but there's the
I
bit
shaved
like
today.
you should get Nick Opossum to do it. He's grown a mustache again. Like get him in there too. Like that would be like you get some models going, man. I'm sure people would love to get it on
I
just
mean,
for fun.
it's a good idea because me and him are actually gonna start working together.
Yeah,
Me and him got involved. He's gonna be kind of a sponsor of the business.
that's awesome.
So that would actually be really timely.
Yeah,
So yeah, why the hell not? Like again, I don't even want to make money on it. I don't care. It just sounds fun.
yeah, I think so too. I think that's killer. Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'll grab some.
Hell
So,
yeah.
Zach saying hi. We say hi back. Inept, Paldea coming off hair products going on. Uh, my boot in your face, Zach. I guess these guys know each other personally. Had to send my wife out to get milk. Hurry up and show me some nips while she is gone.
This
Maybe a bit later.
this comment section's wonderful.
Yeah, they get a little rowdy. That would be my dream. So smart, Zebo. The two goats. Yeah, maybe one day. Death for the hair. Brian makes, I haven't read that, I didn't screen this. Brian makes thousands of dollars via Pokemon, but can't afford a decent webcam. I can see Brian really, really
I,
clearly right now.
I think it's pretty high def. This is like the best webcam on the market.
Roosevelt's internet connection is shit. We all know that. Okay, freaking Philae. Yeah, these guys are in the last one too, just tearing everyone apart. They're quite funny. 15,
It's
Vicious
just
Bean
mean.
says only 15 cases of each set. Real investors have at least 30 of each.
I'm not there yet. I'll get there one day.
One day we'll have Rudy on. He'll take us around.
That'd be rad.
Man, Jesus, so many freaking comments here. I'm trying to find something that actually a question to go. Just throw all your monies into Paradox Rift, says Sakura.
brain.
You guys see the Eevee illustration rare from Twilight. Oh, the price is going up on that. You were just talking about pumping that card up too, right? Like the Eevee from Twilight
Oh,
Masquerade.
speaking of webcam, hold on, my camera did something stupid. If I wave at it, it follows me around the room. So like, okay.
No
Uh,
worries.
yeah, the Eevee from what?
From Twilight Masquerade is going. It's up like 120% or something this week.
Apparently that's just like pumping like cray cray, which is great for me because I got way too many Twilight Masquerade. That set like Southern Hobby was like, "Yo, can you take all of these?" I'm like, "Sure."
Is it not selling well?
Um, I mean, like I sell them for sure. It's just I refuse to sell them at like a super low price because again, I know how the
Yeah,
game works. And for whatever reason, I mean, they must have like printed a bunch more than usual because like Southern Hobby's just like sending those suckers out.
that's crazy. Can you explain to me the TikTok thing? Because like I can't take advantage of TikTok stuff really up here in Canada, but there's guys selling boxes for like 84 bucks. Like how do I do that?
Yeah, so TikTok, I went on this whole rant about TikTok in the comment section. Some of our guys live the other day. So TikTok is using what I call the Walmart small town model, where like Walmart, what they do, at least here in the U.S., is they'll go into a
Uh,
small town, they'll they'll lower their prices lower than Walmart's in big cities because each one's kind of independent. They'll wait until all the small town businesses can't afford to compete, and then they close down. And then Walmart, once there's no competition, they'll raise their prices and take over. So TikTok has Chinese government money. They have infinite money. Literally, if they run out of money, they can get more.
yeah.
So what they're doing is they're subsidizing. Basically, if I listed a Pokemon 151 box at $70, TikTok's going, "Hi, customers, go to Brian's channel. We'll give you $20 off or more." The customer buys it for $50, and then TikTok's like, "Hey, Brian, here's that $20
Yeah.
difference." And here's where it gets interesting. So they're gathering buyers this way. And there was an app I worked with called Network that did something similar. It's a competitor of Whatnot. And they did something very similar. And it's a good way to get a fat paycheck as a seller because you can get rid of your stuff and get all this coupon money. And what's brilliant is I'm predicting after another maybe 6 months of this, TikTok is going to raise their commission to sellers
Hmm.
high, like higher and higher because sellers like me are abandoning our own shops and going to TikTok because it's easy money in the short term.
Uh,
So they're leaving their customer base on their website behind, which is going to affect their algorithm, their SEO and the Google and on Google and whatnot. And then they're going to become reliant on TikTok. And TikTok's going to be like, yeah, that'll be a 15% commission now, suckers. And then they're screwed and they're going to run out of buyer coupons. And the buyers are, of course, going to come back to me and these other stores. It's absolutely brilliant. They're getting these sellers salivating and reliant on them. And then they're just going to, like, back at the beginning of the year, TikTok's seller fee was 2%. Now it's like 6 or 7, and it's gonna be 8 or 9, I think, within a couple months. It's all like, this is official, this isn't
yeah. Yeah.
speculation. And I'm saying within a year, they go up to 15%.
Jeez.
That's my
That
prediction.
that makes sense. I mean, look, I remember seeing the same kind of thing happen with Amazon and books in the late 2000s. They were saying, "Hey, we're going to go after the bookstores." They put a lot of bookstores out of business, and then they opened their own bookstore like 10 years later,
Mhm.
and they're starting to close them all now. So, yeah, maybe it works out for these guys, maybe not. I mean, is TikTok still going away? Is it they're gonna close it? The U.S. government are going to shut it down? No.
So the US government, they claim they wanna shut it down for safety, which is complete bullshit because every other social media platform is equally unsafe for kids. What they're really doing is, number 1, it's a political thing. They don't want people to know what's really going on, and everyone knows that. People know that. What people don't talk about enough is the timing of this. The US government did not they were not bothered by TikTok until, and just look up the timing, until TikTok shops started getting big. TikTok Shop got big, and then the
Ah,
US government's like, "Yo, like, this it's unsafe for kids," because all this money is going to
mm,
TikTok now,
yeah,
and it's shutting down US stores. I don't think they'll be able to shut it down, I really don't. The bill passed that TikTok's I think it passed that TikTok's required to either kinda divest a little bit, like China's supposed to
yeah,
divest or get out of the country, and it's just too powerful. They'll find a way to bypass it.
yeah.
I mean, if, yeah, it's just I don't see it happening.
I'm sure Trump will fix it, right? He's coming back. He's going to get it all sorted out.
I could see him coming back. I don't know. I don't vote, to be honest, because I don't want the well, before I didn't vote because I considered it kind of a scam anyway. I was always pretty
Yeah,
anti-political. Now I don't vote because I'm a business and I don't wanna pull a Budweiser where I piss half my audience off. So I'm neutral. They're
that
both
makes sense.
stupid, which is like a total cop out, but I really don't care.
Yeah, it's a little more TMZ these days, but hey,
Yeah.
one of them's going to be pushing the nuclear buttons. Okay, so Shiza says he's going to include samples with his Pokene orders. He means your hair care products. I assume. Um, Pokey Sun, who is an absolutely lovely
Oh,
lady, says you two
she
have the
really
best
is.
hair in the game. Yeah, she's so lovely.
I like Pokey-san, she's great.
Oh yeah, she is. She's gonna come. We got to figure out a time. She's gonna come on the show too and
Nice.
have a chat. Pokey Hairballs trademark, and that you got to pay him if you use that.
Interesting.
Andrew says hi. Evening, gents. Grim the
I
nerd.
know.
I can't read, by the way, guys. Just so you know, I don't know why that's always been that way. Once you start your own business, the ideas that pop into your head, says Sakura. I'm looking to launching my own soda line. There we go.
Interesting.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, all right. So you started a Pokemon business during the pandemic, right?
Hmm.
And then you did YouTube. So did you have the idea that you wanted to do YouTube while you were doing the business? You were going to document things kind of after things kind of died down and got a little bit crazy? Because I remember I was sitting in my sauna and I was scrolling through YouTube, like I did, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Like I can't remember your like massive, huge video that's like whatever it is, like
Yeah.
500,000 views or whatever, and it's like starting the Pokemon business. I was like, man, this is freaking sick. And like you were just talking, I was like, this is amazing. That was my first ever interaction with you. But was that always a goal for you to start the YouTube after the business, or was it like, hey, I want to do something now with my other hand because this is kind of boring? Like, what was the thought process?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So I've always dug YouTube. Way before Pokemon, I wanted to be like a gamer, channel. So I was gonna like YouTube
Mhm.
Live, and then I realized I suck at video games and I don't like them either. And then I started an ASMR channel because that got super trendy in like I don't know 2016 to
I
2018.
was gonna ask you about the ASMR. I need to find this so I can bring it up. Like, I'd love to.
I think I killed most of them, but, like, I was, like, cutting soap and, like, doing tech reviews, like, whispered. It was brilliant because I would do whispered tech reviews and, like, various, like, headphones, etcetera,
Yeah.
and then I would get a fat affiliate commission for the stuff that I was reviewing, and
Oh,
then
I
I'd also
see.
get ad revenue, and it was just I had a whole bedroom, because I bought a house super early because like, the economy was good back then. So I was, like, 22, I had a house, and I dedicated a whole bedroom to just ASMR. It was absolutely unhinged. And so I've always been a YouTube fan. I started a reptile channel because I built a zoo in my house in the other
Yeah.
room. And so I did YouTube for my zoo. And so like I was always a YouTuber. Me and my dad had a vlog called Let's Go Junkin'. It's still on the YouTube actually. We vlogged our garage sale adventures. That channel sucked, but it was super fun. And so going into Pokemon, I thought about like doing a Pokemon business YouTube channel, but in my head, I didn't have the time, so all I did YouTube was just, like, another place to post Instagram and TikTok videos. I'd make a TikTok video, which was my main thing at the time, and then I just repost it to IG, YouTube, Threads,
Yeah.
X, whatever. Um, I I think, like, maybe 10 or 15 videos before that super viral one, I started making content where I actually tried, and then that one went viral, and then I was like, "Alright, bet, let's go, like, balls to the wall." And then I started making, like, an ass load of videos, and now it's just fun. Like,
Yeah.
now I can't the only thing I could see myself doing differently is I wanna, like, kind of pivot into, like, a business YouTube channel where it's, like, not necessarily Pokemon related,
Yeah.
and do both. But, right now, the business content without Pokemon, uh, as a pairing, it actually sucks. I'm really
Yeah.
bad at it. I don't think I'm like NFT vibes enough. Like, I think I need to start making really, like, stupid promises, like how to get rich forex trading before I'm worth
Yeah.
a
You
damn.
you do. Yeah, you do. Like, make your Pokemon business go to the moon, like,
Yeah. Yeah,
tomorrow by doing this one thing. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. I think that's the key. I just don't know if I'm ready to, sell out yet.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a small time dude, just making silly videos. But I think this, like, I could easily make like buy these now videos, and there's nothing wrong with guys that do that. There's a lot of popular guys that I really like and enjoy watching. But I'm like, hey, how can I add things that are a little different, that are a little fun? And I'm just here to fuck around and enjoy myself, meet people in the hobby, right? Go ahead. Good.
Oh, no, sorry, I was waving to my camera. This
Okay.
I
Hello,
have this
hello.
stupid setting on, I kept waving to the audience, and when you wave to the camera, it goes into follow mode, and then when I move, it follows me.
I was like, you don't have to put your hand up. Okay, so Grim the Nerd, I need quick advice. TikTok coupon, 2 boxes Japanese, 151, or one Evo Skies, ETB. Well, Brian, you made a video. Like, what's on that blue post-it note, dude? Come on, like, it's 151, right?
I can't say because then I'm pumping. I'm not ready to sell
Oh,
out yet, remember?
you already pumped by that. I know it's 151. So if you want to blink 3 times, if it's so that
I think people will be surprised by what it is.
yeah, I don't know, Grim. Look, what's your time horizon, man? Like, what do you want to get out of it? Probably the ETBs will go up quicker than the 151, but long run 151 probably. I don't know. Do what you think is right, but yeah, the ETB is going like the pack variance is very different to the booster boxes, which are starting to come down now anyway. I would imagine they'll meet somewhere in the middle when people are streaming, want to rip them open. But they'll both be good investments long term. Both great sets. Roosevelt, I had an Evolving Skies ETB from Brian. I received it open. No, you didn't. iFOMO. It's going up.
I haven't sold those in, like, forever. That'd be
These guys are
something.
funny. How do you scale your business? This is a good one. Chosen Price chats. How do you scale your business? So Chosen Price has an eBay store. He's someone I've had on. He's awesome. So what? How do you scale your business?
Through really incredibly, risky and irresponsible moves. So, how I scaled it quickly, was credit card debt. Basically, when I realized I had a formula down, and this was a problem, I think, with Japanese specifically because at the time it took so long to get Japanese products,
Mhm.
so I wasn't very risky, so I would buy X amount, I'd sell X amount, and then once I got my capital back, I'd buy more from Japan, but then there was, like, this week-long, like, blank period where I
Yeah.
was waiting for inventory, and so I was like, "Screw this, this stuff's selling, I just don't have a lot of capital." So all I did was I just put a fat number of Shiny Star V on a credit card, I maxed out my credit card,
Yep.
and then I got all the product, sold it, paid the credit card back within a month, got it interest free. It's an interest free loan. Why the hell
Yeah.
wouldn't you? And that's literally what I did. I just leveraged credit card debt, and then once I got involved with a more active distributor where I could get new product and like predict the new product, then I leveraged both credit card debt and customer debt, which is
Mm.
just, hey y'all, um, Twilight Master or what's the new one? Stellar Crown coming
Yeah.
next month. Pre-order it now. Everyone freaking pre-orders it for whatever damn reason. Honestly, guys, I would never pre-order a set because like it's not going to sell out. Why give me your money early?
They want to
But
open it day one. They're passionate collectors, Brian.
if they buy it day one, I'll ship it the same day. Like I have 1,000 of these suckers. I don't know why. I got 53 people in the chat. I'm not afraid of going out of business for this advice. Don't pre-order this stuff. It's pointless. Like people give me
Mm.
$200 a month and a half early, and I'm like, all right, bet. And then so yeah, that's what I do. I just pre-sell the stuff. I get a fat amount of money, and then I can either use that money to make more money, or I can put it in my savings account. And then when the invoice is due for Stellar Crown, I have all their money, and I just buy it.
Yeah.
It's super easy.
That makes so basically what you're saying is, look, if you want to start a business, just throw everything on a credit card and just hope you sell it all really quick.
Yeah, I mean, jokingly aside, yeah, but I do
No,
have
hey,
some.
whatever. That works. That's what a lot of people do.
That's what I did. I had some stipulations. Like I think I didn't have a lot of money. I think I had like $6,000 cash, and so I'd buy like $12,000 at a time on a credit card because I was like, okay, I have 30 days to pay this 12K back. I already have 6K, which is half. All I need to do is sell 6K of this product, which I'm like, that'll be easy. And then if I can sell the other 6K, I'd be like ahead. So I wasn't like completely reckless, but like my wife wasn't necessarily like gung ho about it.
Yeah, that's usually the way. That's usually the way. Yeah, but you just have to convince them sometimes. Just be like,
Yeah,
look,
yeah, that was hard.
do you trust me? Aladdin, great movie. It's the, Eva says
That's
we
the
need a good
quote.
EV card. I'll show the comments some love here. Which Scarlet and Violet main set has sold the best for you, Brian? Andrew asks.
Scarlet Violet main set. Trying to think. I think Scarlet Violet, Paldea Evolved. Obsidian Flame sold really well. I think by then I was getting a fat load of inventory, so I
Mhm.
could put it on. I sold it for cheaper. I think I was selling them for like 110, like every other set, and then Obsidian Flames I think I put on for like 107.50, which is only a couple bucks, but I think that was enough.
Mhm.
And oh, and then Paldea Evolved sucked, not because the set sucked, but because my idiot self decided to go on a 6-day vacation at release. And so on my website, I had to tell people, yo, gonna be out of town at release. Products are gonna ship a week late, and no one wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And Paradox Rift was kind of the same way. It wasn't my fault, but my supplier, there was some issue. So like I got on my Paradox Rift late and that effed me over. So Obsidian Flames was the best seller, but there's a lot of like stipulations why. So I don't have an accurate it's kind of inaccurate data.
I like Obsidian Flames. I enjoyed collecting that set. I know I think you used to no, sorry, Twitch. You used to Twitch stream, right?
Oh, I Twitch streamed a shit ton. I was doing like
Yeah.
3 8 or 9 hour streams per week, and we sold so much stuff. It was nuts.
Yeah. Do you keep a lot of the stuff, or like do you still open a lot, like as a collector?
Oh, no, so that was those were rip and ships, so it was all sold. Like, I
Yeah,
had
sorry,
people
I
buy
should have
it.
said, yeah, yeah. I actually transitioned in my mind a lot faster than I should have. I apologize.
Oh, sorry,
I,
sorry,
what?
sorry.
No, no, no. It's okay. It's me. So I wanted to ask you. I actually want to ask you. I have two questions written down. One was around the Twitch streaming and why you kind of stopped doing that and transitioned into selling boxes. And then I was going to ask you about whether you collect or not. So if it's okay, I say, hey, Kuyon, we got to have you on the show too, man. You're awesome, dude. Yeah. So why did you stop? Or do you still do Twitch streaming occasionally, or just went cold turkey?
No, I mean, like, I've streamed a handful of times since then, like, a very small handful of times, and that was on YouTube Live. Um, I stopped because it was just way the business got too big,
Yeah.
and it was exhausting. Like, it takes a lot out of you. I don't know how people do it daily, like
Mhm.
TikTok streaming. It's so emotionally exhausting.
Yeah.
Um, when I was super duper unhealthy with it, I still worked real estate at the time, so I had like an actual job too. So I had Pokene, the business, I had Berkshire Hathaway real estate, and then I also did Twitch streaming. And what really triggered me and kind of turned me off of it was I literally fell asleep while opening packs. Like my body still moved, but I was sleeping. And I remember I was probably sleeping for about 3 or 4 minutes. It was a small amount of time, but I remember waking up whilst opening packs, and I had this like genuine terror that I was like, what was I doing on like was I talking? Was I like what happened? So I asked my chat, I was like, did I do anything weird in the last 3 minutes? And everyone's like, no. And so I rewatched the footage and I was legitimately like asleep because I was exhausted. I was up for like 18 or 19 hours every day. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I started kind of like more or less, well, we could say abusing bipolar drugs. 'Cause, like, I'm prescribed them, but I kinda found a way to trigger, like, manic episodes, and I would kinda need to do that to stay up all day and night. And, I mean, I was streaming all night, like, from, like, 9 p.m. to, 8 a.m. some days, and then my real estate job started at 9 a.m., so sometimes I'd stream, throw on, like, a nicer shirt, and then just leave my house, work an 8-hour shift, come home, and then pack orders at my sealed business, and then also
Oh,
pack the Twitch orders, and then I'd be off streaming that day, but then the next day I would be streaming again, and it was just, like, working, like, 18-hour days. I was like, "Nah, this ain't it."
it's a long, yeah, that's a long day. Jeez, man, yeah,
It
that's
sucked.
kind of terrifying. Yeah, jeez. Wow.
Made a lot of money.
Uh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Hey, Abby
yeah.
Germany, that's my cousin.
Who is it? Sorry.
Abby Germany in the chat. Hi, Abby. That's my
Oh,
cousin
hey,
slash
Abby.
employee.
Hey, Abby.
That's right, Abby. Abigail knows.
Yeah, the bit where you're like, I was using my meds to trigger manic episodes. So my wife is the same.
Mm.
Well, sorry, not the same. I don't know exactly, but yeah, she's got bipolar. So the thought of doing that is like freaking nuts. Like, because the aftermath is pretty bad.
Oh,
Like,
it's a horrible idea. I don't recommend it to anybody. But that's what I did. Like,
hey, you got to do, man. Friggin' Sakuya and Kuyon are going to get a room together, I think. So that's pretty good for them. Yeah, JB says, yeah, I love them. Yeah, the 25% off deals. I'm looking for some deals for some content, maybe to share with people to save some money. Um, Evo's like, I was thinking of doing TikTok. So Evo does some streaming and whatnot. Super nice lady. So yeah, go and check her out. But yeah, it sounds like. Do you recommend people stay away from TikTok then? I mean, if you were, let's say you weren't doing everything you're doing, you were just starting out, would you stay away from TikTok to sell product because they want to come in, they want to blow everyone out of the water, and then they want to jack the prices up?
Yeah, I don't like anything that is a middleman. I don't get it because like everything does end. I mean, TikTok, the government might end it, they might not. But every other platform ends eventually, and it's like, then what do you do? Your
Mhm.
audience isn't gonna follow you to somewhere else. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
I prefer staying independent. Like Twitch, sure, it's a platform, but you're still like Twitch, you don't sell products on it. So my
Yeah.
Twitch, you typed like exclamation point shop, and then it sent a link to I had two websites at the time. So I had PokeanyLive.com and Pokeany.com. I like owning the customer's data. So I own the email address, the phone number, the name,
Mhm.
because if shit hits the fan and Twitch goes out of business, because they will eventually,
Yeah.
then I have all their information. I can email them and be like, "Yo, now we stream
Yeah.
on YouTube. Now we stream on this." So, like, personally, like, I don't dig it, but I get why people do it because the only reason I was able to, like, be all fancy and have my own independent thing is because I was already well known. Like, I already had a website, I already had a following. So, like, to expect some newbie who's never done anything, to expect them to build a website and start streaming on Twitch,
Mhm.
like, I admit that's unrealistic, but if you have the ability to do your own independent thing, I think it's a way better idea. Plus, there's no fees.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to agree with you. Yeah, I think the thing that resonates with me just from business that I'm in is you got to own your customers' information, guys. You got to be able to market to them however you want to see fit. And yeah, that's you don't want someone to go through someone else to have to do that. If the government says they want to do something, it'll be 10 years. Yes, very true. Very
Valid.
true. I'm worried about this comment. I didn't screen it. Rob, let me ask you this. If you had the opportunity to pick people like this on your stream, why in your right mind pick a baldy baby? I think he's talking about Mimic Brew. I like Mimic Brew a lot. I had a good time hanging out with him.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
I
you.
watched that one. He's
Yeah,
cool.
you did. That was fun. I know you did too as well. Giant fillet. You were having a fun time too. Let's go, Brandon. Ah, yeah, that's the F Joe Biden thing, right? That's what it is, right? Let's go,
Yeah,
Brandon.
that's it.
It's coming back. George Bush did 9/11.
Ooh, we're getting conspiracy vibes
Here
in the
we
chat.
go.
I like
It's
it.
yeah. I mean, they're reprinting base set first edition for PokeRev too. It's a
Jesus.
big one. Um, if you're there, here we go. We got some love for Pokesun here. Kuyon says something about TikTok here. TikTok was okay in the beginning. Once they started boosting certain stores and holding money too long, it's not worth. That's a really good point. That's interesting.
Yeah,
So
that's how
is
it
it a
always
pay to
goes.
is it a pay to play thing there? I know, like, is it like, hey, we give TikTok, you got some bugs?
There's a fly down here, it sucks. It's
I
like
had one. I
it's
was
a
recording a
fat
video.
one too.
I did a video the other day, and there was a fly in here, and I was editing it, and I was like, ah, fuck, I got to get rid of this fly. Like, so I put a graphic up where I didn't need to get rid of the fly flying around. But
That's brilliant.
um, yeah, so why would they boost another store over another? Is it like they're doing higher volume, or the store can you pay to like have your store featured more, and it becomes pay to play, or what? Like,
It's pay to play, but not for the reason you'd think. I mean, Whatnot does the same thing. They boost the person they're making the most money on. So if
okay.
there's, it's I mean, it's basically it's real estate. If there's the home page and they what how many shows can they fit on the home page? Like one, two, three, four, five, six, maybe on a phone. So of course, on the first six things that you see when you open the app, it's going to be the ones where they're making a fat check on seller commission. And then all the losers selling like one pack per hour, they're like on page 97 because like Whatnot's making any money or Whatnot and
Yeah.
TikTok, they're not making any money on it. So yeah, I think back in the day before TikTok was a middleman, because back in the good old days, people did like rip and chips on TikTok, and they did it like I did Twitch. They're like,
Mhm.
"Yo, link in bio to the store," and this is actually really funny. So TikTok wasn't making money, so then those people, it was all just the algorithm doing its normal thing. If you were
Yeah.
popular, it would boost you. What's funny is I remember this is probably a year and a half or 2 years ago. TikTok all of a sudden started banning those channels because they claimed it was like it was the whole thing like IP infringement, like, oh, you're selling Pokemon cards. And that was bullshit because people do that
Wow.
now. TikTok was starting to roll out the TikTok shop a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. So they banned those stores because they're like, "Oh, these guys are doing their own website." And then sure as shit, when TikTok Shop came, those stores all of a sudden could sell Pokemon cards again. Bloody brilliant.
So we've got Rob for president. Yeah, I always thought Arnold would make a great president. These guys are literally the same person. Well, actually, I don't know if you've seen the movie Twins, but Brian, I was actually raised on a tropical island, and I was told to come and find my brother. And something I wanted to tell you here is that we're brothers, the two of us.
You found
Uh,
me. Ah, it's a miracle.
Brian's a business genius. Yeah, I think he's pretty. I think he's
Mess
pretty
up.
good. Do you ever get actually? You know what? Roosevelt brings up a good thing here. So, do you ever get the urge to just go and freaking rip the shit out of stuff? Like, do you ever have that? Like, hey, I could just what? I got 15 cases of everything. Why don't I just rip one? Like, wouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, so back to the bipolar thing, before I was, like, properly medicated, I had a shopping addiction. I was really good at making money, like, from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like I said, I bought a house at 22, no help
Mhm.
from parent like, I was good at making money.
That's awesome.
And, well, it was awesome, but what happened is, I think I went to college and I had, like, 25 grand in my bank, and I was like, "Oh, I'm rich," and so I bought, like, luxury watches, instruments, TVs, all sorts of shit, and I ran out of the 25 grand in, like, a month. And I do that all the time. I would get a fat check of money from my eBay business. I'd cash in and then I'd buy a bunch of shit. So I've kind of become like a minimalist since then. So like I buy things here and there, but like upstairs we have nothing on the walls. We have like 6 mugs and 6 glasses. We have like 8 pens. They're all the same brand of pen. I'm like the psycho minimalist that like the YouTubers and Netflix documentaries show that you're like, no one actually does that. I'm that psycho. So like, no, I'm not really tempted because I'm a minimalist. I don't like things.
It's tough. It's tough. So
Yeah,
curious, the amount of scammers on TikTok. I'm assuming there are quite a few.
probably.
Pokerise. Pokerise, thank you for always coming to my lives. You always comment on videos. You are such a nice dude from Melbourne, Australia. Not often someone's thumbnail hair matches the video. Well done, Pokene.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Buy my hair care products available in stores probably 6 months from now.
I actually did work on my hair, but I'm not getting many comments. So my
You
hair
look
was a
great.
little intimidated before the stream. I had to give it a pep talk. Like it's going to be okay. Like you guys can be on screen together. Brian is who I followed when I started my stream. Yeah, I think a lot of people look up to you as for guidance. I mean, that was a question I wanted to ask. So you've mentioned in some of your videos about how you get a kick. I can't remember the word you used, but you get fulfillment out of helping people and giving back. So I mean, your account just continues to grow like monster. Like I enjoy watching your videos from a business standpoint and an entertainment standpoint. And how does it make you feel that you inspire people to want to start their own businesses and they look to you for kind of guidance?
Honestly, it's bloody mad. I love it. The first time it really hit me was like I think the first or second CollectCon I went to, and this was like 2 years ago. And this guy, like Nacho TCG, runs up to me. He's like, "Bro, you're the reason I started my business."
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
he quit his job. Like he's doing really well, and I'm sure I contributed to that slightly, but like ultimately the guy was hustling.
Yeah.
And he gave me a PSA 10 Charizard with a Leon card. It was worth like 350 bucks. He gave it to me as a
Yeah.
gift, and I was like, "Oh damn!" Like I must have really like helped this guy out. And then this other dude, this arcade machine in the back here, I met him at Collecticon like sometime early this year, maybe last year. And he's like, "Bro, I do arcade machines. You helped me build my arcade business. I want to build you an arcade machine as a thank you." And I was like, "The fuck?" So he built me this arcade machine. And I've got a lot, like I've gotten Visa gift cards. I've gotten like every day I get 2 emails at least. And so it's bloody mad. I love it. It's like it's a good feeling for sure because I never had anyone like that except for,
Mm,
like, the super, like, scammy guru YouTubers who, like, they don't have your best interest in mind, but they do
yeah.
help watching them. So, I think the only people that are really doing business content in Pokemon, like, Catch 'em All Collectibles for sure, he probably started around when I started, though, and, Mason and Rob from RNG and, Rudy from Alpha Investments, obviously, but I wasn't getting all the education I needed from those channels. Some of them were just way too big for me, and I
Yeah.
was like, if I was rich, these would be help like Rudy. I mean, unless you're rich, nothing he says is gonna help you necessarily. So I was like, I need to do something for like the little guy who has like a grand in their bank
Hmm.
account. And yeah, I mean, it's super duper fulfilling. It's like, because honestly, my job is so damn boring. Like, I get home, I pack shit in a box, and, like, that's what I do. It's super boring. It's the dream, but, like, people don't realize it's boring as shit. So if I'm not doing content, I'd probably just quit and do something else.
Yeah, you get a big kick out of doing the content.
Mhm.
He burns the pools too. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either, but I'll take it.
Sorry, I'm a bit behind on the comments, guys. I don't know. This beer is like there's a liquor strike here, so I had to buy this
Oh,
Bobcat
interesting.
Red Ale. So I don't usually drink it. It's slowing me down a bit. Out of over 10,000 orders on my website, I had about 5 to 8 claims of orders not arriving. TikTok's was over 10%. Over
Wow.
200 orders. Wow, geez. They claim they never
That's
received their orders, so more scammers. So this is actually something I did want to talk about. So it leads me into this. So I think it's safe to say, Brian, you've scared the shit out of a lot of people too, because you're like, your website's going to get shut down if you use Wix. Like I didn't know this information a little while ago, but now I do. Like if you use Shopify, it's going to
Shopify's
get
a bad
shut
one.
down. It's like I think you know, in equal parts you've inspired and scared the shit out of people. So is it? I had two questions. So is it the same for Japanese products? Because I mean, Japanese you shouldn't sell them outside of Japan. It says on the box.
Yeah,
But
true.
what what about the English stuff as well? Like, I mean, where's that? Where is that at right now? Should people be worried about that as a thing before they go and build a website and they start selling cards?
Yeah, so I actually made, since the one that scared the shit out of people, I made an updated video relatively recently, maybe 2 months ago or so. So
Okay,
go to the channel, you can watch
I haven't
that.
seen that one. Yeah, sorry.
But it's a little bit different now. So first of all, people panic because everyone thinks they're gonna get sued. You're not gonna get sued. Pokemon doesn't give a shit about your little store. They don't give a shit about my little store. Pokemon, they don't know I exist. So it's not like Pokemon shutting down these stores. It's Wix and Shopify who they don't want to get sued by Pokemon because you get all these jokers who are selling those like bullshit gold cards from like Temu.com of like Charizard with like the big booty. You get people selling the
Mhm.
fake stuff,
Yeah,
and if Pokemon sees that on a Wix website, they're not going to go after the sucker like me. They're going to go after Wix. Like, yo, you're allowing
yeah,
this guy to sell fraud. So basically, Wix and Shopify, out of an abundance of caution, they would shut down stores. Shopify shut down my store because, like,
yeah,
I got kind of pissed at Wix, long story. And I was like, F it, I'm doing Shopify. Built a whole Shopify store, put all my products on there. In 2 weeks, I was shut down because I didn't have invoices proper to them, and I got them invoices from Southern Hobby, and then they allowed me to shop. But then by then I was so pissed off. I'm like, F you, Shopify, I'm out. Went back to Wix. So Shopify and Wix, all they want to do is they want proof that your stuff is legitimate. And in
mm,
my most updated video, I explained you don't necessarily need an invoice from Southern Hobby or Peach State or whatever. You just need like any receipt that really proves you're selling legitimate product. And so you can, it depends on the person reviewing it, because like Shopify and Wix, it's a human being. On Amazon, it's AI for the most part, but Shopify and Wix, it's mostly a human being. So
mhm,
if you can provide, you go to Best Buy, you buy 10 Pokemon products, you show them the receipt, you're like, yeah, these are legit. They're sold at Best Buy. And then a lot of times they're like, all right, bet he's selling legit stuff. The irony is you could buy 3 Mimikyu EX boxes from Best Buy and then sell a bunch of fake shit
yeah,
from Alibaba.com. You can absolutely, but Wix and Shopify, they don't care if you sell fake shit. They just want to check the box that said, yep, we checked. He's legit. They just want to check that box for liability and call it a day. So if you provide a receipt from an official source, you're probably good, but I didn't really learn that until later once people started emailing me that they were trying that. And that's a technique that there's a guy called Reezy Resales. He does an Amazon store. And to get ungated in like Mattel, Hasbro, etc., you need to do that model where you provide receipts from Walmart, Target,
yeah.
etc., and be like, yo, this stuff's legit. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I waited to receive like 10 to 15 emails confirming that before I made a video. So it wasn't just a one-off thing. But once I got about 15 emails that were like, yo, provided a receipt from Walmart, we're Gucci, then I made the updated video, and hopefully I scared the shit out of slightly less people.
What about Japanese though? Because I mean, that's. I mean, most guys out there are just bootlegging it from some guy they met on Instagram. Like,
Same thing. It's the
yeah,
same IP. So Wix and Shopify, again, they're just humans. A lot of them don't even know Pokemon's a thing necessarily.
yeah,
They just go, okay, this Japanese product is called Pokemon Wild Force. Pokemon is an IP that I recognize. This homie has receipts from Walmart that say Pokemon. Check it, because again, it's not Pokemon shutting this shit
Ah,
down.
I
It's
see, I
human
see, I see.
beings.
Yeah.
So if it was Pokemon shutting this stuff down, if Pokemon had magically the time to shut down little small fries like me, then they'd be like if like I don't want a Pokemon sponsorship because I don't want them to see that I'm selling Japanese stuff and be like tisk tisk.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Like I'm not trying to scare nobody. But yeah, the human beings from Wix and Shopify, they don't care. They're just doing their job. Check, move on.
So I do want to ask you about the Japanese market, but I want to acknowledge some people in the chat as well. So I'm going to just put a couple of bits up here. So Guldek, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, Guldek Gaming, do you feel like having a face to the business is important when starting a new business?
I've made like 4 videos on this. It's essential with Pokemon because number one, you can get Pokemon cards anywhere. You can get them at freaking the grocery store nowadays, gas stations, any store. And there's also a million different people between me, every other YouTuber, and
Mhm.
then all the stores that have been established. Why the hell would they buy from you? Why would they risk it? Even if they use PayPal goods and services, and they'll get their money back, sure, but it takes a couple weeks and it's a pain in the ass. So if you just make a store, throw that sucker on the internet, and that's it, I don't care if you're selling stuff for half the price. In fact, if you're selling stuff for half the price, you look like a scammer. You absolutely need some sort of following. It's essential because why the hell would they buy from you?
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I
They
look
didn't
at
buy
like
from me.
yeah, I completely agree. I look at a huge seller like Danny Fantup, for example. Like, I mean, I think he's kind of the epitome of that. Like, grow your business, like your face that's out there, and um, yeah, I mean, he's someone I would look at. Someone like yourself as well. Like, I like people that contribute to the hobby as well. I mean, you've talked about these giant sellers that are kind of behind the curtain, right? You never really see
Yeah,
the real
very true.
guys, right? It's like the Illuminati of the Pokemon world. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think if you want to get ahead, I mean, for me, I mean, I'm doing this for enjoyment, but down the road, like like, I want to grow my channel, grow my community. But one day I'm gonna have to sell this shit, man. And like, that's a real thing.
Mhm, 100%.
Andrew's in here. Brian is like Phoenix Resale. It gives you a real
Yeah,
look behind the curtain. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I do
uh,
like that about your content. You're always very genuine, which I like. I mean, whether people enjoy you or not, that's something. And I feel the same way about myself. I'm like, just be yourself, man. Just that's. I love how genuine and honest you are.
I appreciate it.
Roxandy's here again. Roxandy,
Uh,
it's a little late on a
that was a
school
piece.
night for you to be here. I'm just kidding. Rock's coming here. I wonder if there will be EV SARs in Stellar Crown. They've done quite a few leaks. It's been a slow news week on Poke Beach. I'm waiting for something big to come up so I can make a video.
House.
So we'll see. Stellar Crown is the next first edition base set of Pokemon cards. You heard it here first.
All right.
Every Stellar Crown worth 10 times more than first edition. It's a lot of pumping
Facts.
going on here. It makes sense if you have the platform and the risk tolerance. So Chosen's coming back to that. Yeah, I mean, you're the kind of. I talked to a few guys who like they really speak highly of you, and you are the kind of guy to quote something one of them said to me the other day. You'll take a big swing at things, and you'll take the risk, and it will work out for you, right? Like you're the kind of like from watching your videos, even though your wife might not like it, you'll go out and you'll spend big, right, on things. As you said, $6,000 in the bank, you'll buy a bunch of the Charizard cards and go for that. So I like that. I mean, hey, that's life, guys. I mean, in my experience, you want to like high risk, high reward, right? That's high stake
100%.
poker.
Gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
And that's exactly it. Buy evolving skies. Uh,
Shit.
I'm here with a brand new EVA Mimic. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Steven's buying 4 ETBs in a case. I think from you, one of your customers
Oh,
there.
bet. Hey, thank you, man. I
Stellar
appreciate you.
Crown. He's Brian's going on vacation at release week, so you'll get those. Those will
Not
ship
this
back a
time.
week later.
Not this time. Stellar Crown is actually selling like freaking crazy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's just pretty. I don't know. It's
It
going
looks
crazy.
nice. It
It's
looks
very
nice.
pretty.
I
It's
don't know.
very aesthetic.
People usually shit all over it. I don't know. I like the bling. I like the Terrapagos. I think it looks cool. This guy sucks.
Good stuff.
Filet. Brian, do you have more fun following trends / selling with the English Pokemon side or the Japanese? Shout out to Aaron Pokeball Billionaires.
Japanese is way more fun. It's also way more stressful because like the volatility of this stuff, especially lately, has been bananas. But it's so much more fun. Like English stuff's so boring. Like, I go to my distro, I buy it once, I get it, and then, like, yeah, you get more stuff. Sometimes they'll offer you more stuff in bundles, or you can ask for more stuff. But, like, pretty much you order I've been doing about 600 booster boxes per set and then about 400 ETBs and some other shit. And it's like you buy it, and that's about it, then you sell it. It's super boring. Japan is like, "All right, you check with your suppliers every day, you DM them from Japan, and they offer you different things that they're clearancing out." It's just like it's so much more interactive. At the same time, it's super duper stressful too. Like at any given time, in 151, shoot, we were selling those for like 185 just a few months
Yeah.
ago, and now we're selling them for 66, and we're overpriced. You can get them for like probably 58 somewhere else, maybe cheaper. So if you buy too many of a thing and then it crashes, it's like, oops a daisy, like now I'm poor. So it's more fun, but it's also super stressed.
So I did want to ask you actually a little bit about the Japanese market, and it's probably a good segue. So, do you feel like it's peaked? Like, do you feel like that you talk a little bit about in your videos the margins have kind of shrunk? And I speak to guys who are selling, smaller quantities. Some I think similar, maybe similar level to you, maybe bigger. I don't know. But do you feel that era, like the COVID boom, do you feel like we've reached the peak, or do you think we'll get back there again?
I don't think we'll quite get back to where, hey, Evie, come here. Evie's doing stupid stuff. I don't think we'll get back to where like a booster box would be selling for like $80 at release because that was just
Yeah,
dumb. But as far as like the margins, ironically, are actually better than ever because everything's so cheap that I can like everyone had. This is obviously like I say this tongue in cheek, but like everyone's got $50, right? Not
yeah,
everyone has 90 though, which is what they're selling it. So if I can, because Japan is just handing this stuff out,
yeah.
it's so cheap. So if I can buy something for like 29.50, I could sell it for 48. That's a bigger margin than I've ever had before, and I can do that because it's still only $50. So now, back in the day, if someone was like, "Oh, $100 a booster box," well, I'm getting them for like 89, and then it's only a what 10% markup to get to
Mhm.
100 because any more than 100 it's like damn, like people can't afford this shit. But now if I can get it for like 29-30 bucks, I can sell it for 48, which is a way bigger margin, and now
So you
people are
mean, yeah.
like, oh, only $48, shit, I'll take two. And then I'm selling two, and then that's two boxes now that I'm selling instead of one, and then I can also ship that in one box. A box costs about $1.12, like the cost of like a
Yeah.
packaging box. So it's only one box now instead of two. It's one customer now instead of two. And then that customer is more likely to get good stuff and leave a good review. It's like from a business perspective, if you're doing it right, this is better than ever. I'm not even trying to pump. Like maybe from a consumer standpoint, people are like, oh, Japan's crash. From a seller standpoint, I have never made more money.
Interesting. Okay,
I
that's
love the
interesting.
crash. Bring it on, baby. Like, crash some more. Shoot.
You want them to reprint EV Heroes too, I read. You want to watch the world
Oh,
burn.
straight up. I'd love to see the world burn. Like, I'm such an anarchist. Like, reprint the shit out of that set. Let's sell out for $50.
Chance. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Chance. Chance. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Mimic. Okay, I'm gonna ignore Roosevelt and Mimic. They're having a little thing going on. How much Japanese 151 do you plan on stockpiling over the next 6 to 12 months? I'm at my limit. Brian, how much more are you gonna buy?
So allegedly, there's going to be another reprint in July, which
Mhm.
apparently is this month now. And I don't see it affecting the price too much, at least on the US market side of things. So I was kind of waiting. I owe a lot of people a lot of money, like credit cards and taxes and shit. So I'm gonna wait to kind of pay that off, and then probably around July 20th, July 25th, I'm probably gonna buy about 40 cases for myself and just throw those in the back room and just call it a day. Like 40 cases is kind of my goal. So I don't know what that is. Like what, 500 boxes? I don't know.
I love that. I love that.
Why not?
I'm a normie. I have like the equivalent of like maybe 3 cases in loose boxes and cases.
That's a
So
lot.
yeah, hey, it's fun. Some steak. Some steak. How do you take your steak? I see you. I see you in the comments there. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, such a great comment. Thanks very much
Appreciate
for
it.
having me.
Thank you.
Very kind dude. I always love reading your comments when you pop up. You're always such a nice Nice guy. Makes me happy. I like when comments on YouTube. I actually like the bad ones because they're kind of funny. They make me laugh.
Oh yeah, they're great.
I like the people who are like, you don't know what you're doing. I love that. I think it's really great. But I really enjoy the people that say thank you and that they're entertained. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Rob is a natural Chad. So Rock Sandy actually introduced me to what a Chad actually is. I did
Mm.
some research. It's this AI generated gentleman who actually, if we jack you up a little bit more, it would be kind of like a Pokene with the hair. Your hair needs to be black though. I mean, we can't be blonde here, but
Yeah, I need
yeah,
to get to like a
jab
buck 75, like a buck 75. I could be a Chad.
like 70. Is that a weight class? Is that what you
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
what are you benching these days? I mean, you're obviously you've been hitting the juice. I was gonna have a dumbbell ready, but I figured that's probably not.
So I'm not a big bench guy. I like push-ups and pull-ups are my fave, but like I
Yeah,
probably bench like plates in like at 30s. I don't know, not very
I don't
much.
bench. I don't bench. You know what's quite funny is I don't do a lot of push-ups. They're supposed to be good for reducing your risk of a heart attack. I've read that's supposed to be a
Interesting.
thing. My dad had a heart attack at 44, so that's like, but he's a pretty big guy. He's put a lot of weight recently. But I love pull-ups too, man. I got a pull-up bar in my put a pull-up bar in my basement in my garage, and
Samesies.
I fucking love it, man. Like you get out there, you do your set, and like it feels. There's something about being able to lift your own body weight up. It just feels
Yeah.
good, right? Like
It's the best because like you can do it anywhere. You can like jump on a tree or
yeah.
like a playground, whatever. They're my absolute favorite. I try to do 100 a day.
Oh wait, yeah, I don't know. Man. I do like 10, and then I'm like, whew,
Well, yeah, not in a
never have
row.
enough juice.
Yeah, like not in a row, but like I'll package like 4 orders, go do my 10 pull-ups, and I just do that all night. It's great.
Yeah, I like to stretch. I like to do my calisthenics, but fuck, man, 100 pull-ups, like next level. That's good. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at me not being able to do that.
That's great.
I love it. Yeah, my ain't no way. Laugh my ass off. I don't know. Maybe this is from earlier in the chat, but I'm
Could be.
sorry, Roxanne. I don't know what you're talking about. But uh, going to bed. Oh man, jeez, you guys. Thank you for
Having.
this, SDC. You're welcome. FOMO, yeah, brother. Lots of this is like guys that are like that see each other quite often in chats or Discord servers or whatever, which is great.
Yeah,
It
I love
fucking
the little
flipped it.
community vibes here.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I keep seeing the same people pop up, and
Mhm.
yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for when I started the channel, which is like honestly for me, like being able to talk to someone like you is like mind blowing. Like you might not think that, but I think it's super cool. Like, and I think
Honestly, same. I love your stuff, bro. Like for real. I was so
that's very
pissed when I
kind.
wasn't in on that big like J Love stream because I was like, man, I like these
Okay,
people.
yeah. I saw you. So I was almost asleep by then, and I had an issue coming out of the room and going back. I
Mm,
actually did drink quite a bit on that stream. I don't know if you noticed, but
valid.
I fell asleep. But what's the deal with you and Cool Trainer Ryan? Because like you would have come into that chat if he hadn't been like, no, no, no.
Okay, so he wasn't the reason I wasn't in the chat. J Love invited me at the beginning. I was like, ironically enough, I might have been at the gym. I don't know. I was with friends or something. So I was like, yo, can't make it. I'll try to watch though. Oh no, you know what? I was playing Smash with the boys. Yeah. I was playing Super Smash Bros, so I couldn't make it. Uh so it had nothing to do with him. But I have no idea. Like I could be pretty unpalatable to certain people. Like I think I'm super helpful and like super fun, but I'm also kind of a douchebag to people and like that's chill. And I don't think I guess I just don't vibe with him. I've never talked to homie at like ever in my life.
Yeah.
So when he said, what did he say? I was like, someone's like, yo, get Pokene on the chat. And then he made this like disgusting face and was like, I'll leave. Like, ew. Like, so I took a screen recording of his reaction because I thought it was
Yeah.
hilarious. And I put it on my IG story and I was like, today I learned CTR hates me. And then dude responded to the IG story and wrote, "Yep." I
Yeah, I
was like,
saw that.
"Damn, like this dude's based as hell." So I have no idea. But I just thought it was silly. Like, he's super popular in the community and like a lot of people here probably like him, but like honestly, like he's kind of an asshat. Like if I'm being honest, like
Hey, that's your opinion. That's cool. I've had
here's
very
my problem with him. He tries to play he he tries too hard to not try. I think
Mhm.
it just seems disingenuous.
That's an interesting take. Yeah, I've had very limited interactions with him. Like I've I've watched his channel, over the years, and I enjoy watching him. But he was always very nice to me. Look, I I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna sit on the fence on this one because
That's fair.
maybe one day he'll come on the show.
I mean, yeah, like I hope you get him on the show because he's like obviously way bigger than I am. It's just he
No, not for
tries
that
so hard
reason.
to be
I
like the
like to chat
bad
to him. I
boy of
think he's a
Pokemon.
cool guy. Yeah. Well, hey, we gotta shake that up a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I could be the bad boy of Pokemon. No, maybe not. All right, let's look at the comments. That was really nice, SDC. Thanks for saying that. SDC is awesome. Ban Filet says Mimic Brew. What's Evo saying? You are you good to still hang out? Like I'm okay. Like if you are, like I know we've been going for an hour or so. You cool?
Yeah, real talk. I gotta let my doggos out because they're like bugging the hell out of me. So can I
Yeah,
like take like a minute and a half
yeah,
break?
yeah. I'm gonna need to pee soon, so let's do it. Let's rotate.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
bet. All
yeah.
right, take a quick break.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'll handle
We'll
some
BRB.
comments. Yeah, no worries. One guy close, one guy far is freaking me out. Just me. What does that mean, SDC? I don't know. Meanwhile, Maximus for Pokemon. Yes, hair is overrated. Yeah, Mimic, because you don't have a lot on the top of your head. Wish Nicky, let's go. Hey, Wish Nicky, awesome dude, awesome dude. Check him out. Check him out on his streaming, his box breaks. Giant Fillet and Mimic Brew having a little bit of a chat. Don't worry if you just tuned in. Brian's coming back. It's not just me reading the chat. Thanks for the chat. Have a great night, both of you. Thank you, Zach. Thanks so much for joining, bro. It's Mimic saying here. Pokey Steven. Okay, we'll come back to this one, Evo. Brian, do you think collaborating is a smart move? No, he's regretting it this year. Like, this was actually a good idea. I think someone said Amazon is now doing it. Brian is missing out on massive profit. Take hits from packs and reseal. So Giant Filet was talking about this resealing packs. Please don't ever do that to anybody. That's a shitty thing to do to someone, especially to a child. If they take away our Charizard big booty, we can't be right. Yeah. Roosevelt, what's Roosevelt saying? We know you don't package your own product, but you actually have a sweatshop in your basement. Those poor children. It's like, Jesus Christ loves all of you. Repent. Repent. Yes, perhaps so. Perhaps so. What is the big crossover Pokemon needs? Harry Potter or Star Wars? I think they should do more with Mario, quite honestly. It worked out pretty great the last time they did it. SDC, good thing you don't work for Pokemon. What? Star Wars is gay. No one likes Harry Potter. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Pokemon could be good. Evangelion and Pokemon would be good. Thank
All right,
God you're back. Okay.
Evie's happy.
So, gonna come back to a comment from Evo TCG. I'm gonna use the washroom. So Brian, if you wanna run this one, I'm gonna put my mic down so you can hear what happens. Do you think collaborating is a smart move? She's like, you're regretting your decision right now. Come on with you. I'll be right back.
I mean, it's been an hour and 7 minutes. I'm still here, so like, it's chill. No, I think collaborating is good. I mean, it depends on the collab. Like, if you're doing stuff like this, like podcasts, it's like, of course, getting your name out there, super duper important. Like, what I found actually a little technique if you're a business owner, and it's also fun, is YouTube has like a little like live tab, and if you click that, like all the people you're subscribed to, or maybe anybody that you're interested in, if they're live, you can like jump in, and then like I just start talking to people in there. Yeah, I like most of the YouTubers, obviously, like not CTR apparently, but I like most of the YouTubers, and so like it's nice to like get in there and chat, and then chatting with live streams, just like you guys are right now. A lot of times, if you provide value in the chat, the people that are hosting the live stream will be like, "Yo, thanks for providing some value in the chat. Do you want to be on my next video?" And so like that's great. I think collaborating is essential, and it's such a community based uh it's such a community-based industry, like Pokemon cards. So yeah, I mean, collaborating is essential, and it's so damn big. Like, I mean, what I sell 3 or 4 million dollars of stuff a year. Pokemon's worth 150 billion dollars. Obviously, that's not all trading cards. I get that, obviously, but it's so big. I mean, I have a whole channel dedicated to how to be my competition because I don't care. Like, there's no way helping other people be your competition is going to hurt you. It's only going to help people. It's fun. I don't know. if anything, even if it was detrimental to the bottom line, it's fun. And if you're doing this only for money, it's like, bro, just become like an investment banker or some shit. So like have fun with it. Collaborating, you go to like collecticons, you go to the, any convention, card party, etc. If you're a lone wolf and you refuse to get up and like be with people live on camera or whatever, that you're gonna have a lot less of a fun time. So yeah, I think it's brilliant. I think it's beyond smart. It's essential.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. I think we're still talking about collaborating, right? Or we moved on.
Yeah, I talk a lot, so one question can take me like 2 hours.
Well, that was great. No, I mean, look, if you got, what's the quote? If you want to go quickly, go fast. If you want to go far, go together. I think that's
I
important.
like that. Super
Yeah,
quotey.
I like quotes. I like some quotes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, especially look in the YouTube space, especially. I mean, Brian's has some massive videos, but most guys like in this space, like you know, $20 a video, something like that, maybe $30 a video. Like they're doing it because they like it. Like guys,
Yeah.
there's lots of other ways to make money. So click the affiliate link below. Um,
Nice.
Brian, Brian. Oh, I'm going back to some old
Sweatshop in
comments.
your face.
Sweatshop one was quite funny.
Amazing.
Uh, actually, I'm going over some comments I read before while you were letting Evie out. But what do you think the big crossover is that Pokemon needs, or crossover you might like to see?
Crossover Pokemon needs. I don't know that they really need a crossover, TBH. I'd like to see them do something a little different. I don't know what that would be. I mean, people are always like serialized cards, and like maybe that's it. But I mean, they have such a good formula. I don't know that they really need anything. I mean, I think other Nintendo characters would be kind of dope. Like they did the Mario and Luigi thing once.
Mhm.
It'd be kind of dope if they did that again, or like something else in the Nintendo sphere. But I don't know. I fear that it would get kind of tacky. Like I'm not an MTG fan by any means. I don't own a single Magic card and never have. But just like watching Rudy talk about it, and this was a hot take because the Lord of the Rings and all that other shit is extremely popular. But it just seems kind of like I don't know. It just seems kind of gimmicky to me,
Mhm.
like
Yeah, I
desperate
agree.
almost. I don't know. Maybe that's a stupid take, but it just seems kind of desperate.
It's funny because when you're away, I said like, "Hey, go back to Mario, go back to Luigi." That was good. It's funny you said that. Yeah. Hey, one thing that would be great is One Piece waifus as gym leaders. Just gonna put that that one out there for the guys that
That'd be the
like that.
collab.
Yeah. Mr. Baldman, how did Baldy get? Oh, goodness me. Exercise in general is very good for you. I think that's what we're going for there. Yeah, take care of your body, guys. It's the only thing you have to move through the matrix. Roosevelt, I didn't catch much of that one. Did I miss something? Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Uh, any more reprints of Japanese 151 in August? July? Some people I talk to, I mean, you are far more into this than I am, but they're like, hey, there is a reprint in July. There isn't. I don't know. Like it. I think you'll probably see more of Japanese 151. Is my take. I don't know if you disagree, Brian.
Yeah, it's funny because despite me being like super official with English, like Peach State and Southern and another one soon, I ironically know more about Japanese reprints than English. Like the Japanese people must be more connected with their distributors. And as far as I know, July is going to be the last reprint for a hot minute. I'm sure it's going to reprint again. Like not trying to pump here,
Mhm.
but August I would say probably not because August they're going to reprint some other stuff. Um, like I can't even tell you anymore. The all the other ones, Clayburst, Snow Hazard, Raging Surf, Triplet Beat,
Yeah.
they're gonna reprint all those, and I know all that, and 151 wasn't on that list, so prob's not. It's certainly not gonna get cheaper than it is now. I can
Yeah.
confidently say that without feeling like I'll get canceled.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you from my standpoint. For what it's worth, I think these are good levels. These are great levels to buy at. Yeah, back to pull-ups here with Inept. So I think Inept's a military man, but I find when I was working on my pull-ups when I was a much younger guy, I found reverse pull-ups very helpful. So like you jump up and then you
Oh,
lower
yeah.
yourself slowly. I found that super helpful to learn how to do it. And I'm getting maybe 10 or 12 consecutively. It's not like I'm crazy at pull-ups, but very
We call
good
those,
for you.
like, negatives. That's, like, the
Yeah,
word.
the negatives. Yeah, I remember watching a guy who was doing it in his house and like his head kept hitting the ceiling fan. But I was like, yeah, this is wherever you go to learn stuff, it's YouTube. It's YouTube.
Yep.
C- CTR is special. Rob is like, yes, tell me more. I'm so behind on these comments. I don't know what I'm saying. Rob is shook. I don't know what I'm shook about. Honestly, this beer is an IPA. Maybe I'm a little.
Those aren't.
Brian was a reason to start my channel. This is an awesome comment.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah,
Glad to hear it.
I like it. I like that. Rob's all right. Thank you. How are you managing with the LCBO strike? I think it's ridiculous, quite honestly. I think these guys get paid enough already. So, and all the bars are getting their liquor. It's just the grocery stores that are impacted. The beer store still has it. I should have gone there. Fortnite and Pokemon, Zelda. Zelda could be cool. Zelda could be cool.
I could say I'm surprised for you know what? Okay, you know what Pokemon needs? They need to get out of that ghetto fake building block shit and get with Lego.
They do, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I want to see.
It's Mega, right? They're with Mega.
Yeah, some sketchy like I mean it's like barely above Alibaba in my opinion. Like just get with Lego. Shit, everyone else is.
It's true. Well, they just got Zelda, right? So I'm friends with. Well, I talked to a guy who's really awesome, Super Lego Dad on Instagram, and
Hmm.
he's really kind, big following. Like gets endorsed by both, I think, Mega and Lego. And he's just like, I see him popping up the Mega stuff, and I think exactly the same thing as you. I'm like, well, why don't they just do Pokemon Lego? Like that would be so much better than
Yeah.
Mega. There must be some conflict there. So
There's got to be something between Sweden and Japan maybe, I don't know. But
probably, yeah. I've been to Legoland in Denmark when there was a kid.
hmm.
Yeah,
Went to
really.
Legoland, California, super magical.
It's so cool to go to. Lego's so awesome. Stranger
Oh, it's
Things are
my
pretty cool.
favorite. I'm a huge Bionicle fan, like to this day. I
Yeah,
got a new Grail. Like I'm so amped. Like now that I have some money laying around, like I'm gonna start buying all the original Toa. It's gonna be great.
I remember those. So I had some Bionicle. And I remember those commercials for it that came out. I don't know if
Oh, they
you
were so
remember those.
cool. They had
Dude, it
like
was like, whoa, this is next level Lego, right? I just had the freaking NASA dudes I was playing with before on the moon, and I'm like, wow, these guys are like freaking Gundams. Like this is crazy.
yeah,
Before
the
Gundam.
commercials were sweet. And then they had I think they partnered with like All American Rejects, which was like super cool
Yes,
back then. It was
yeah.
I still watch them on YouTube sometimes. I'll like watch like compilation videos of all the Bionicle commercials. I'm such a Lego nerd.
Middle-aged men. Yeah. The- okay, here we go. Is V we don't know all this, guys. Like, I mean, is V Star Universe finally out of the reprint zone?
Mm.
I don't know. They've got to be done with V Star now. I mean, they just did a huge thing for Golden Week, right? Like, I mean, it's 2 years old almost, and I think in December.
Yeah, I'd
What do
say
you?
they're probably done with it.
Yeah, buy it now before it's too late.
Pump available on Pokene.com. Buy 10. Sealed case is available.
Thoughts on Evo Sky's ETBs? Yeah, I think they're going to go up. I think they will. I think they'll match up with the booster boxes. Personally, I don't know what Brian thinks. You think ETBs are going to go up? You had some recently. You've had a video. You
Yeah.
must have sold out those quickly. Like,
Nah, I'm not selling them. I'm gonna keep a bunch because I didn't get enough to where it would help the business. Like if I put them up on the site, they'd sell out in about 4 seconds, and it wouldn't help build the business. It would only piss people off. So I'm gonna save them for like we're doing like a lot of charity events for uh a lot of parents and some other stuff, and so I'm probably gonna save those for like charity events.
that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So crypto, I mentioned this a bit before. Then you probably weren't on yet, but I think the price per pack on the ETBs is like 25% or 20% different to the booster boxes. So either the booster boxes come down or the ETBs go up because people rip a ton of Evolving Skies. So yeah, I think the Evo Skies ETBs probably will be a good bet, probably in the short term. Yeah. Kuyon has a good shipping packaging. Brought from yeah. Kuyon's awesome. He's fun. You ever talk to Kuyon, Brian, or you know Kuyon at all?
No clue, but I'll look him up.
Kuyon Collectibles, really cool guy, cool, really cool dude. So I actually did a video on guys that. So I actually want to talk about this 151 and what happened with the. Yeah, I think you put up a video and I think you took it down and then you put up another one, kind of explaining what had happened around like your worst day in 151. So he was a guy. He
Um,
came out pretty early. I learned about him from Sakura, who posted something on Twitter
hmm.
saying, "Hey, we're not going to. Essentially, I'm not going to refund my customers. I take the risk." But what happened there? Like with the pricing change, what was that?
Yeah, so the only other time this happened, strangely enough, was with Paradigm Trigger. I don't know why, but basically the distributors sell to the vendors. I'm a vendor for English, and the distributor would be Southern Hobby. So The Japanese Southern Hobby sells to the vendors, and then I work with the vendors. And so my vendor was like, "Yo, you can have these for," it was like $60 or something. I forgot, $60. And she was probably getting them for $50 or something. And so I was like, all right, bet. So everyone else was selling them for 100, like all my competition. And I'm looking and I'm like, shit, I'm getting them for 60. I don't need $100. I'll sell them for 80. Undercut the shit out of everyone, sold the hell out of them. And then and I wasn't sloppy with it. I wasn't irresponsible. Every 100 I sold, I went back to my girl on Insta and I was like, "Yo, sold 100 more. Can I get another 100?" Because I didn't want to get overzealous. And she's like,
Mm.
"Oh yeah, there's an ass load of them. You're Gucci." I was like, "Okay, cool." And so I did that every 100, and then a couple days go by and she's like, "Hey, it might be pretty hard for me to fulfill these." I paid for them too. Like I was paying every 100 boxes I bought. So I'm thinking I'm good. This isn't like just like a handshake agreement. This is like a handshake agreement with like money. And so basically she sells like a couple $1 million of every set. Like she's a big vendor. Like I sell a couple $1 million a year. She sells a couple $1 million of each set. So she bought, I think she bought about like 2 or 3 mil worth of 151 from the
Yep.
distributor, and the distributor, to me, this is sketch as hell. But the distributor was like, "Yo, we can't sell them for $50 anymore. We got to sell them for like 65, which is more than I was giving her." So she's like, "Oh shit, I'm losing $5 a box," and I think she sold several thousand boxes. So basically, she was like, "I'm gonna go bankrupt, or I'm gonna have to," there wasn't a choice, and every other vendor went through the same thing. It wasn't just my girl, it
Yep.
was everybody. All these distributors just got greedy. They're like, "Yeah, we're not fulfilling these for 50." So that obviously just trickles down to me, and I was taking an L on them. I took an L on about, like, I don't know, I said in the video, I said 200 or 300 boxes, whatever, because I was like, whatever. It's like risk is risk. But since I sold so many of them, I wasn't able to get more. Like, they just straight the distributors started holding on to them, just like I have with my basement, my little warehouse. The distros were like, "Yeah, we're gonna hold on to these because distros do that, guys. Believe it or not, distros do that shit too." And so she's like, "Well, I can't get more legitimately, so I have to refund you." And I'm like, "Alright, but." So then I had to refund my people, but I promised them, I'm like, "When I get more," because I knew the reprint was coming. I
Yep.
knew there'd be a reprint in, like, 3 weeks, and I was right. I was like, "When I get the reprinted ones, I'll sell them to you, and we'll be set." And then I gave them, what did I do? I gave them the ability to buy shiny treasures for, like, my cost.
Yep.
So, at the time, shiny treasures, I think I was selling for, like, 40 something dollars, and I allowed people to buy them for, like, 31, and that was, like, my little, "Sorry, you can do this," and a lot of people took advantage of that. And then I did fulfill every single order, as promised with 151 for the people that wanted them.
Yep.
And some people did, some people didn't. So I took a fat L on a lot of them, and I broke even and took a small L of, like, 3% processing fee and then shipping. Ultimately, it sucked, but, like, it could have been worse, so it's whatever.
Well, just my take. I think it's cool that you, and also from a business standpoint, it's like, oh, I took some money, I took a bath on that one, but I think that's important, man. I really do. Like, it's
Yeah.
credibility and customers trust you, right? And transparency, and I think that's important. One question I did have from someone who's not able to be here is, just you've talked about it being boring, right? Like, I mean, do you still enjoy it as much as you did before, or has it changed? Like the enjoyment level of running a business, of packing the boxes. I mean, what are you, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I say it kinda tongue in cheek, like, the day-to-day is super boring because, like, basically, I put stuff on shelves, I take it off shelves, I put it in boxes, I
Mhm.
put labels on it. But, like, the strategy is super fun, like, getting with my distributors, talking about pricing, placing orders, getting big W's. Like, the strategy part of it's fun. Um, the I think without content though, I would be pretty bored at this point. The freedom's
Yeah.
good, but you can get freedom with any industry. Like, if
Mhm.
I quit Pokemon, I'd just do something else. I certainly wouldn't get a real job. I couldn't handle that. I'd get fired instantly. I'm not hireable. So, like, the freedom's fun. Like, today, I went to, Panera Bread with the
Yeah.
girls, with my wife and our girlfriends, and that was great. It was, like, 2 p.m., and then we walked our dogs at
Yeah.
3 p.m. Like, that's fun, but as far as, like, I mean, I just put stuff in boxes. It's not exciting, you know?
It, it's interesting you say that. It's one of the main reasons I haven't tried to flip product. Is I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do that. But Okay, so what is going on here? Just so they don't lose the IP. Oh, this is MetaZoo, I think.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah,
so
sounds like
actually,
it.
I know I've seen a few things popping up for you, like different languages of cards. I think we opened in Thai packs or something the other day. I think I saw something popped up. Packs from Thailand.
Yeah, so I found a guy from Thailand who's super cool, and what I've learned is foreign cards other than Japan kinda suck. Like, Korean was great because when I started selling Korean, Japan boxes were all uber expensive. So,
Mm,
like, Clay Burst in Japan, that was like an $85 box for a hot minute, but the Korean version was like $35. So that's why Korean cards were so big because they were the same thing but super cheap.
mm,
Well, now that Japan's all super cheap, there's really no reason to buy Korean anymore.
yeah,
Aside from like EV Heroes and for a while 151.
yeah,
Well, Thai and Indonesian cards, no one cares about them either, except for the ketchup series. Basically, like and that's like not ketchup like the food, but like catching up.
yeah,
Basically, like Thailand and Indonesia and mainland China, since they got the TCG later than everyone else, Pokemon had to like pump out. I actually don't know why Pokemon had to pump out all the cards. To me, if I were Pokemon, I'd be like, all right, Thai people, you're starting with Twilight Masquerade, deal with it. But for whatever reason, Pokemon was like, we need to get you guys caught up. So they made exclusive boxes. Like
yeah,
one of the sets is called like Sky Ruler, and that contains like five different Japanese boxes all in one
okay,
set. And so those are the Sun and Moon catch up series. And so they have exclusive pack art, and people like to collect the exclusive pack art. And some of them are really cool. Like there's a Dragonite one, a Mimikyu one. They're really pretty. So and then the Charizard ones are crazy looking. So those are the ones that sell really well, and I've learned you only buy foreign stuff if it's got some exclusive gimmick. And for
sure,
Thailand, that's the gimmick. I will never buy Thai Shiny Star V or Thai freaking Clay Burst or whatever because no one wants it.
yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense. So Keon's coming back saying B-Star's still in the print range. Hey, yeah, maybe they're done, maybe they're not. You're not wrong. Um, Duck Bricks,
yeah. Duck
pretty
Bricks is
cool.
amazing. I watch him all the time.
You guys vibing over Bionicle, I like it.
That's right.
V-Star did, yeah, after Lost Abyss, you're right.
True.
They reprint it. Yeah, they printed a lot of it for Golden Week, is my understanding. Coolest Pokemon collab would be the Studio Ghibli. Yeah, yeah, that would be cool.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Ghibli, however you call it.
I call it Ghibli. I don't know if that's right though.
Question for Brian: what business would be more profitable to start? A resealing business? Oh, this is a joke.
That's so bad.
Um, resealing packs. Don't do that. Like I know. What set do you use to feed your itch to crack open sealed product? I mean, we talked about so you don't really open anything right anymore.
No, I got my itch, when I did rip and ships because it was super fun to open stuff, like because honestly, like, same with Legos, the fun part is, like, buying it and then opening it and building it, and
Yeah.
then, like, after that, who cares? And so when I did rip and ships, I got that high, even though I didn't keep the cards, I obviously shipped them, but I got the high from that. As far as now, I like to make content with booster packs, so that's why I'm
Mm,
starting to do that now. So the Thai stuff I've been opening and then, like, so I'm gonna start making content like that. As far as just opening it for the sake of myself, I really I'd really be only interested in like super special, exclusive, weird stuff. Like I'm really trying to get my hands on the what do they call it? There's an exclusive set that Pokemon gave out to Pokemon like employees. It's
oh,
you know what I'm
uh,
talking about? It's
yeah,
super
yeah, yeah,
bougie.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Stuff like that is kinda on my radar, but as far as, like, me buying Twilight Masquerade, I don't really have necessarily the itch to open it just for the sake of it,
yeah. That's a good point.
but
I like that.
you
Yeah,
get
I mean,
kinda numb to it.
yeah, I usually so what I'll do is recently I've been giving away like a booster bundle or an ETB every time there's a new set to because
Mhm.
I just like doing that. And I'll usually rip one of those when it comes out just to kind of get a feel for the set. But I don't rip a whole lot of product. I don't like I'm a sealed collector and investor, so it's kind of the antithesis of what I do is ripping it open. I do buy singles though. There's cards I like, I'll buy them. But
Yeah,
most of what
singles
I'm
would be more
buying, yeah,
enjoyable.
Yeah, it's I like a lot of what I'm buying right now is like, e-reader series, like Aquapolis stuff, like just cards I really like that I never had as a kid because we didn't have any money. Um, the wholesalers control the market. It happens so fast.
Mhm.
How much do the Yakuza control the Pokemon market, Brian?
I genuinely think, like, quite a bit.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything more like, in the US, we have guns and drugs, that kinda runs, like, behind the
Mhm.
scenes,
Yeah.
but Japan doesn't have guns, and I don't think knives sell very well. I genuinely think Pokemon and, like,
Yeah.
collectibles in general, I genuinely do think the Yakuza probably runs a lot of that.
Yeah, I think you're right too. I've asked a couple of guys I buy from on Insta, and they're very quiet. They're like, "No, no, everything's okay."
I don't bel yeah, I fully believe, because 'cause I'm pretty sure in Asia, like, you get punished a lot harder for, like, illegal drugs than in the US, at
Mhm.
least. So,
Oh,
like,
really? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. So, like, you can move, like, cocaine and stuff in the US pretty easily, and, like, you're probably gonna get away with it because I think the government honestly doesn't really care
Oh,
necessarily.
it's huge business. It's huge business for them. Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't.
but in, like, Asia, I'm pretty sure they look down on that more. So, like, selling or doing illegal stuff with, like, collectibles, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Reef, little love heart there. Brothers down south want Pokemons. Howdy, Rob and Ne. Howdy.
Hello.
Snack bread. It's a nice. I love people's usernames. I
Yeah, they're
really
pretty
do.
creative.
Some people have some really good ones. JB's asking a question for Brian. Do you collect any Pokemon product or have any interest in buying vintage? Well, they gave you the deal, right, Brian? Like, I mean, you get the reprinted first edition fossil
Uh,
base, all that stuff.
that's right, they're reprinting all the stuff for me, all the original from Fossil to the Neo sets, I just get those like crazy. I just hit my boy up and he hooks me up. No, I like the weird stuff, like I said, there's a lot of, like, weird, like, Japanese, like, boxes, there's this one with, like, Irida and, the male equivalent of her, I forgot his name. Like, I like weird, unique stuff 'cause to me, it just looks prettier. So vintage, I'm not too interested in, I did a lot of rip and chips with vintage just to get the itch out, but I don't know, I don't have a lot of interest in vintage, I think it's kinda played out at this point. I don't think it's unique anymore. Like, back in the day, 2021, if you opened, like, a first edition base set, like, it was a huge deal. But now it's like, I'm not even convinced you'd get 50 views on that video.
Yeah, it's true. Pack openings don't seem to be quite as popular. Like I've seen a few of the bigger content creators that like huge views around the pandemic, and now they're doing the same thing, rinse and repeat, and it's just not popular. Just not.
Yeah. And not that that's, like, the only reason, like, you should like something is popularity, but
Mhm.
I just you've seen the same thing over and over again, so, like,
Yeah,
anything that you see on YouTube every freaking day, I have no interest in. It's,
yeah,
like, the weird, quirky stuff that I really dig.
I agree. I agree. Stay tuned for Rob's Christmas sale. I don't know what that is, but it sounds exciting.
I like it.
Cartels and Pokemon. Yeah, Alex, I did have some fun ripping some stuff the other day. I usually rip a little bit of each set. I hadn't ripped much. Twilight Masquerade. So, okay, couple of questions I have for you that I want to get out. So, guys that are thinking of starting a Pokemon business now, you've talked in a few videos. They hesitate. They don't do it. Whatever. But what would be the couple of key pieces of advice you'd give to guys that want to start now in the current climate, or how would you do it now? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the number one thing if you wanna start a business is you have to be known first. Like I was saying earlier, like, is content essential? It's like, yeah, you have to like, you could certainly start a pretty successful business as long as you had, like, even a grand laying around because, like, people know, like, and trust you. It's like these people, they watch me and they watch you and they watch all these other creators and they think like they're doing something for the community. It's like, no, dude, you're just watching. Like
Mhm.
maybe you chat here and there. But to me, you have to build an audience first. Like Opossum Bud, I don't think he'd ever do it, but he could start a very lucrative
Mhm.
business. OK J Love definitely start a big business. CTR definitely could start a huge business. These people could you don't need to get at their level. Like you get 2,000 subs and a decent IG page because not only do you want people to like you and they want you want people to trust you because
Mhm.
any idiot can get any product now. It's so easy. And so it's not like like back when I started, I had an advantage because Pokemon cards were hard to find. People were scalping the hell out of them at Walmart, selling them on eBay. So really me and any other any other random person, if we flooded the feed enough, people would be like, yeah, I don't really know him, but like I can't get this anywhere else, so I might as well give it a shot. Now the stuff's a dime a dozen, so you need to do something different. And it doesn't need to be fancy. I mean, you
Mhm.
could, I have videos about this. You can straight up go to pokebeach.com. Me and you both do it.
Yep.
Read the headlines, make a 10-minute video about it. And if you do that every 3 days for 6 months, you build an audience of 1,000 or more subs. Then you start pursuing the business side of things. But these people just think that they can buy stuff and then build a shitty website on Shopify and sell it. It's like, it
Yeah.
ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree. But where would I be without Poke Beach? Quite honestly,
I have no
that
idea.
fuck, man. Like those guys are amazing. Like
Yeah.
whatever's happening there, however they're connected, absolutely love those guys.
Oh, they're amazing. Poke Guardian's a good one too. If
Yes.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, if you need like a different perspective on certain things. Like literally
Yeah.
it's so freaking easy. You can, I mean, people, me included, I just have like the screen on Poke Beach and then there's like me and I'm just like, yo, and I just basically summarize the article on there.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I mean, there's so many people do it. Like a possum butt does the same fucking. You just
Yeah.
read the article, and I mean, people tune in for different takes and all that stuff. But I see it on IG all the time. Like the new card comes out, all you do is you download that card image,
Mhm.
you put the image over another image in CapCut, then you post it, and
Yeah.
like people look at it. I mean, I think it still happens.
It's the most low effort content. And like honestly, like we laugh about that, but most of the you gotta remember, like, most of, like, the normies on Insta, like, they don't really know about Poke Beach necessarily, or they
Yeah,
don't, like,
exactly.
obsess so like, me and you probably refresh that thing every 12
Oh,
hours,
I'm on
if
it all
not
fucking
more.
day, man. Come on, give me a
Same.
new release. Like,
I'd say every, like, 6 to 8 hours I refresh,
yeah,
and and most people aren't gonna be that obsessed with it, so, like,
yeah,
you might be providing new information that's even common sense to me and you, but, like, people on their feed, they're like, "Oh, wow, there's a new card that leaked."
yeah.
It's
That's
like,
true.
so, I mean, you're providing some level of value. You're certainly helping Poke Beach out. You're putting
Mhm.
their name
Yeah.
out there. They can't be mad. It's a win-win. It's a
Yeah, I
win-win-win.
agree. Yeah, and I mean, people will tune into their favorite content creators too, right? I mean, some people maybe they don't go on Poke Beach because the ads pop up to them. Who knows, right? Or maybe they just
True.
want to get it from certain people. They think we know what's going on. JB's getting some sleep. Yeah. Oh yeah. I always get dyslexia around this. PTCG Radio. Yeah.
Same.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah.
I can't say his name without having to, like, think about it for
I
an extra
love, yeah,
second.
I love him. Yes, he's a big player of the game too, which I really like. Simplified Chinese, will it take off or do good? You've talked about Chinese cards quite a bit. Like I know we touched on it a little bit recently, but do you think it's gonna? Do you mean from an investment standpoint, Snack Bread? I mean, I guess you can comment, but do you think it will take off from a sales standpoint for you, Brian?
So, super silly coincidence. My newest distro, which I just talked to last night, he has simplified Chinese, so I'm gonna start selling that as long as everything goes well and I do some due diligence. I think it's one of those things where, like, I mentioned this earlier about foreign cards. Japan to me is the only foreign card that people are going to ever give a shit about, and then the other ones, it's going to need to have a gimmick. And a lot of simplified Chinese, just like Thai, they have gimmicks. They have exclusive box art. They have the ketchup series where they've got like 5 different sets
Yeah,
combined into one. They have booster packs with like 25 cards in them, which is wild. And so all that special exclusive stuff and promo cards too, I think that's a great buy and hold or whatever. Like, not trying to pump. I can't pump. I don't have any of it. I think that stuff for sure. But like the freaking Stellar Crown, the Twilight Masquerade of China, I can't imagine anyone giving a shit about that.
yeah. I think
So that just
you're
depends.
probably right. If there's some exclusivity with this stuff, I think yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to come back to it, man. I think Japanese and English are probably going to be your best bets from an investment standpoint. I think Chinese boxes are good. You get honestly, I've got the Detective Pikachu, the promo card they did for that. The Chinese package for that is gorgeous. It's like an absolutely gorgeous package. The yellow package. I've got it
I need to
somewhere.
look into that. The
Yeah.
Eevee one is super cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want that. Like I think that's like something that'll always be a big deal.
Well, Detective, have you got the game? I saw one of your stories. You got Detective Pikachu the game up. You selling that?
Yeah, so when that promo card came out a few months ago, I don't know. Basically, Japan they bought because like the distros don't carry that card. So basically, what Japan did is the vendors bought like literally thousands of the Detective Pikachu 2 game, and they just sold the card. And now,
Yeah,
like they've had the game sitting around for months. So they just like basically like, hey Brian, we have 200 of these. Do you want them for a stupidly cheap
yeah,
amount? And I was like, sure. So that's why I have the games because I just got them for super cheap.
yeah. That makes sense. Will Detective Pikachu 2 get special movie packs? I have no idea.
I
And
didn't
I
know there
don't.
was a second Detective Pikachu coming out.
I'm so sorry, but invest now before it's too late. I got
I had no
several.
idea.
There's for the Mons, the Umbreon, anyone? Yes, yes. Uh, yeah, you can open 3 to 4 different Swish sets at the same time. Somebody's SC box. Yeah, that's yeah. I guess Brian was talking about this a bit earlier. Like they
Mhm.
condense the sets all together. Personality resonates your audience. Yeah, I would agree with that. What's this? Michael says, I found Pokene through your story one day. Been buying from him since. Thank you both for what you do. Oh, that's awesome. That's
Thank
great.
you. Please,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I love that. Give me more of this info. Nom 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 nom. I don't know what the info is. I know we're pushing nearly 2 hours. I think I wanted to. I had some notes here, which most of them I'd memorized, but I want to see if there's any. Oh, I wanted to ask you about Otherverse. So the guy from Otherverse reached out. Sam reached out to me today. Very nice guy. He's going to send me like a booster box or something, just as a gift. But you're gonna stock some of that product as well.
Yeah, and I know it's been nearly 2 hours, but I'm looking, you got 63 people in here. That's nutty.
It's the biggest live I've ever done. I think it's down to your hair, Brian. Quite honestly, I mean, this is
Oh,
almost the
we're
same amount
we're
of people
teaming up. Yeah.
we're teaming up. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Like I think people like watching people talk.
Yeah, 2 hours in is mad. But yeah, Otherverse dude is cool. I think he shipped me like 2 boxes now, and I did like rip and chips on both. I opened both. Um, I need to hit him back up. But the last time we talked, obviously I had kind of a rough month, so I
Yeah,
kind of lost touch with them a little. I need to hit him up. Yeah, so he offered me kind of a deal with being a vendor for them. And it's like no hate on Otherverse because it looks dope, but like my particular audience doesn't really like anything other than Pokemon and One Piece. Like even Weiss Schwartz. It's like Otherverse, the guy seems cool. The card game is very pretty and cool, but like it ain't as big as Weiss Schwartz. It ain't as big as Yu-Gi-Oh! It's certainly not as big as
yeah,
Dragon Ball. And all of those suck on my site. So the chances of Otherverse being better than any of those are pretty low.
yeah,
Which is no hate against him. It's like these are powerful IPs and they suck.
yeah, yeah,
So I need to work out some sort of deal with him where I don't get burned buying a bunch of them. Like one idea I had was basically like, hey, send me 2 cases of them, for free. I'll sell them and then give you the money that I
yeah,
generate. And even if and I won't even take a profit on it. Like I'll be like, I'll just give you what I made. I don't need to take a profit.
yeah,
And then if a week and a half later, if I get some good feedback on them, then I would just treat it like a normal a normal distributor. So like that's one idea I had because like I don't want to get lost in the sauce on that because I've gotten lost in the sauce on way bigger IPs than Otherverse and like that kind of sucks. Like I have so much stuff that just like Attack on Titan sucks. Half the White Short stuff sucks. My Hero Academia really sucks. So it's like if those suck, Otherverse and it's my audience. Like these are all successful IPs, and Otherverse I'm sure is extremely successful too. My audience that I crafted were just very like niche, and that's on me.
yeah,
So I need to like chat with him about that.
yeah. Yeah, he seemed nice. I was like, "Hey, man, like I'm like 8,000 followers on Instagram, like 4 on YouTube. I'm like, nothing
Yeah,
I can do for you, man. Like, I don't think sending me a box is going to do anything." He's like, "Oh no," and there's like this one card with this dragon queen with the big boobies. I was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, that'll do it.
send me that one, and we can go through there." Quadzilla, subscribe. I don't think you're doing any of this, Brian. If you do, I don't care. I don't think I have anything useful to say in subscriber only content or memberships, so I probably will never do it.
I think it's
Yeah,
the worst idea
yeah,
that anyone on YouTube could ever do. Like,
yeah,
not to get off topic here, I think it's bananas. There was a YouTuber very popular. He was a nice guy. Like we chatted via text here and there. Seismic Shock TV. I think a lot of people know him. A lot of people
Yep.
hate him. A lot of people dig him. I'm neutral. He's made a lot of stupid decisions, like objectively, but like he's a nice soul for sure. Seems like a great dad. But he started doing exclusive stuff, and it was just stupid because I mean, if you're my side, he was bigger than me, but not that much bigger than me. It's like at most you're gonna get 100 subscribers, if
Yeah.
that, if you're super duper lucky. And then like everyone else that watches you, they're losing out on content, which means you're losing
Mhm.
out on ad revenue, you're losing out on growth. It makes 0.5 cents to me why you'd make exclusive content. I don't get it at all. Unless you're a freaking OF model and you're doing something super exclusive,
That
I
is
don't freaking
exactly
get
it.
it.
Yeah. Latest trip to the massage parlor. Yeah, like
Yeah, I don't get I think it's just such a stupid business model.
yeah, yeah, I don't understand it either. I mean, yeah, hey, maybe some people want to do it, and that's cool. That's your decision. There's nothing. I don't know. I don't think I have anything interesting to hide behind a paywall. Um,
No,
63 mentions.
that's right.
Yeah, and some content creators have good stuff that they do put behind a paywall for good reason. That's fine. I don't mind. Annette loves Otherverse. Brian, oh, is Korean One Piece selling, or are you back to Japanese sealed?
No, Korean One Piece sucked. Don't do that. Don't buy I got like 6 more boxes left, don't buy them. They suck. I'll end up giving them away.
Oh, Quadzilla's talking about my OnlyFans. Yes, I have an OnlyFans for feet stuff. If you guys are into dudes' feet, it's
Like, funny enough, that's the only thing I could see being valuable behind a paywall.
yes, yeah. I agree. I agree. Well, dude, I'm I've pretty much asked you everything I think I wanted to ask you. Um, we've been on almost 2 hours now. I can shoot the shit longer. I mean, I want to be respectful of your time, but
I don't got nothing going on. It's Thursday today, so my girl Abby, she was in here earlier. My cousin Abby, she like handles all the Thursday stuff. She's a nail tech. She has her own business, but on Thursday she takes the day off nails and she does my stuff. And so like Thursdays are super chill. The only thing I got going on tonight, and it's actually very important, the new Eminem album drops, and I am like absolutely freaking stoked. Like that's the only thing on my agenda today.
the new. So what time did it drop at midnight?
Probably midnight. I don't know, midnight Central Pacific. I think he's based in New York nowadays. I mean, he's obviously a Detroit boy, but I
Yeah.
think Shady Records is New York. Uh, I don't know. So I'll have to look, but like it's called The Death of Slim Shady. It's gonna be absolutely insane. Guilty Conscious 2 is a song on there. It's gonna absolutely kill. So that's the only thing on my agenda today. Like I'm straight not working. I'm done. I made a YouTube video today. I'm Gucci.
Did it? Yeah, I'm slacking, man. I got to do one this week. I haven't even written the script.
You're
Uh,
making a bunch of shorts from this interview, yeah?
You know what? I should do that. I should chop them up. I mean, I pay whatever it is for StreamYard, but it's like something obscene, like $60 to fucking have a high HD streaming, and then yeah, it's crazy.
So
But
chopping them up, here's a little tip for all the business people out there. Opus AI.
yes,
It's not that expensive. It's like pretty cheap relatively. Put this mug in Opus AI. Wait like 20 minutes. It will
yeah,
chop. This is a 2 hour video. It'll make like 45 shorts.
yeah.
You got to adjust them. You got to f with them a little bit. But I'm gonna do that with this interview, and I'll tag you so it links to your
Oh,
YouTube channel.
100%. Yeah, that's it. I got to do it with you, and Mimic Brew had some funny stuff to say too. So,
Hmm.
but then you just put up shorts, and fuck, man, just maybe one of them leads someone to your channel that you didn't have before, or to
Oh,
your
a
to your
ton of
store or
them.
whatever. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
yeah,
had some that went super viral. I mean, viral for me is, like,
yeah,
freaking 20,000 views, but, like, it's all relative. And then, v what is it called? Video IQ? I forgot what it's called, but they do kind of the same idea, but they instead of shorts, they make just shorter
yeah,
videos, and, that's another really good one. Because, like, in 2 hours, we both provided a lot of value, but a lot of people but it's, like, maybe in minute 46 that a lot
yeah,
of people aren't gonna so, like,
yeah.
you get minute 46 to minute 53 in a video, it's, like, it's freaking brilliant.
Oh, it's so good, man. Like AI is so powerful as well. Like just I mean, I use the like similar thing I've looked at a couple of those. I use the CapCut one that it's there like it's loading for ages. You're like, man, this is like fucking dial-up internet here. And then it
Mhm.
just spits out like 20 of them. You're like, okay, great. And then you like you say, you fuck around with them a little bit and you change some stuff around, and then it's like, great, this is awesome. I've now got some content that I didn't have. It's like work smarter, not harder, guys. Like just yeah. And I know a lot of people watching make content and do stuff. Like a lot of it's a lot easier than you think. You don't have to be sitting
Yeah.
there being like, man, I have to make some kind of showstopper reel and get a million views every time. Like, that's not it. Like, just be consistent, and then and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong here, Brian. But all of a sudden, one thing will take off, and you're like, wow, that was the thing I did not expect to take off, and then that gets you a bunch of your subscribers, and then the thing you worked really hard on will do shit, and you'll be
Yep.
like, oh wow, that's kind of
100%.
sick.
The harder you try, the shittier it is. I've
Yes.
learned this. That's why all my videos now, I just set the camera up and I rant and talk because those are always the best ones.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that. So for me, it's kind of the opposite. I think the when I edit the stuff and really like get creative, it does the retention seems to be better. But there's some videos I've done where I'm just like fucking I'm pretty drunk, and I'm talking to the camera, and I'm just like, okay, great, that was good. Then I put it up the next day, and I'm like, oh, that was okay, and it does okay. Like, yeah, social media is so weird, man. It really
It's
is.
goofy.
I was a little obsessed and crushing on Eminem, but since I met my husband 3 years ago, I've tried to ignore Eminem stuff out of respect to my man.
It's hilarious.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's okay to have like this kind of Puritan mentality around shouldn't think of other people. I think it's healthy. I think people should be interested in other people. I think that you can bring that back to your marriage, but everyone's everyone's different. Uh, Detective Pikachu, is it traditional Chinese or Taiwan? I'm going to try and find it quick. Kuyon's asking what program you use for editing. So I know we talked about this in the pre-room. Do you mind? Do you want to tell Kuyon what you're using for editing?
Yeah, so I mentioned Opus AI for like the AI clips, but even those I throw into CapCut. And typically, like CapCut, CapCut I use for like any shorts, like any like YouTube shorts or TikToks, like CapCut for sure. And I used to use CapCut for my long form content, but anything before December 31st, 2023, it was CapCut. Then I bought this bougie camera, and now I film on the camera connects to the computer, and I can film directly onto OBS, like Streamlabs OBS. I just use normal OBS, and then I move that into Adobe Premiere Pro, which like costs quite a bit per month, but like I'm comfortable with the software. There are free alternatives to Adobe Premiere Pro. I just dig the software, and for a hot minute, I got it for free because Berkshire Hathaway gave me a free subscription. But I know like Final Cut is popular. I think there's one that Apple uses. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, like the thing is, like people get hung up over editing software, and it's like if you're making content like me and Rob does here, it's like you don't need anything fancy. I would basically just talk to the camera. Maybe we'll throw up a graphic here and there, but you don't need anything fancy. As long as you can slice, dice, and hit export, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I can't find this card. Sorry, I was going to show you guys the card. My basement is such a mess. Yeah, like it's you. Like you're the one that's doing the editing. Like I mean, unless
Yeah.
you're chopping stuff up with AI, like you're the niche or you're the creator, right? So like I use CapCut on my phone for the free program. It's fucking awesome. Like the
That's all you
stuff you can
need.
do on that. Even the free effects, like you can like lightning bolts and fucking just spend time doing it, and you'll learn how to game it as well. You can get two effects overlaid for one, and or you can like just spend time in it. It's like anything. You do the muscle memory, you do the reps, and you build bigger biceps. So yeah, just spend time doing it, and you'll get better at it. Like that's it. Like these incredible guitar players you see, like they just know the fretboard better because they've fucking done it so many more times. Like
That's a good, yeah. It's a lot of guitar. I used to play guitar pretty regularly. Now I'm like, meh. But it's the same thing. You don't need to like even set aside real time. Like when you're waiting for an
yeah,
ad or like anything, like waiting for your friends to come over, like pick up the guitar, pick up CapCut, F with it for 6 minutes, and call it a day.
yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
I think a lot of people think they have to make like I mean I'm talking about more Instagram here now because I think a lot of guys or TikTok, right? You have to make these crazy well edited video. You don't.
no,
Like most of the stuff that performs well on I mean, aside from butts and boobs, is like it's just stupid short stuff. Like,
yeah.
just, like
It's
yeah,
not
that's what it is.
fancy. You don't need to try very hard. You honestly shouldn't try very hard. Just freaking get your content out there.
So yeah, Inept says my gaming YouTube channel is that was thousands of views on random stuff. No views on me doing solo hug content without dying. Like that's it. So, yeah, you just never know what's going to take off, man. Like you really do. Rob's gonna make us a short showing his backside for a minute. Yeah, sorry guys, I can't find that Growlithe and Detective Pikachu. Free cap
He's
cut.
kind of shit.
Hey, it's fine. Like I
Amazing.
use free CapCut all the time. You can make really good videos with free CapCut. Yeah, I thought it was just apple juice. JV from B, take care.
Oh, what's up? I like Byte TCG.
Hey man. Yeah, I want to find that Growlithe, but I have no idea where it went. So I think I'm gonna wrap up, man. I think
Uh,
I am gonna add little value from here on out.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm hitting a wall. Because I think for you it's is it 11?
Oh yeah, it's like the middle of the day for me. It's 11 p.m., so I'm gonna be up till like 6.
Jesus Christ, man. Wow.
Yeah, I'm nocturnal. Uh, let's see if the Eminem album dropped yet. Cause like
Does Poke
it probably drops at 11.
does Pokene sleep with his hair styled like that? If so, that's great.
Yes, I do.
How does it look in the morning though?
Honestly, like pretty good. Like I don't really need to try too hard. Like I'm just being honest. It looks pretty
Yeah.
damn good in the morning.
Yeah. I like I'm gonna say the same thing without arrogance.
Yeah,
Same here. I mean, if you have a good head of hair, there's like very few moments where it really isn't great. Like just kind of
lies.
just kind of happens. I'm sure you've already talked about the upcoming sets. Which are you looking forward to the most? Eevee, Rocket, or Dragon?
Ooh, I don't know. I think that my order would be Rocket, Dragon, Eevee.
I think I'll take that too. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree with that. Yeah. I'm actually not that big on evolutions. I don't know. They're not like Umbreon's cool.
I'm sick of
Um,
them. I mean, my dog's named
they're,
Eevee, and I'm sick of them.
yeah, I mean, they were never Pokemon I used that much in the actual game, like or the games. But yeah, Rocket, just fucking, that's gonna be great.
That'll be
I super
rad.
invest now. Like I have super high hopes for Rocket. It's gonna be so good. Yeah, and dragons are just freaking awesome.
Yeah,
So
dragons are
good.
just cool in general, in and out of Pokemon.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure. Have you seen Not Another Teen movie?
Probably like when it came out, but like I don't really watch a lot of like movies in that genre, to be honest.
Final Cut Pro. I mean, you mentioned Adobe. I couldn't. I tried Adobe. I tried to think it was a Pro Adobe Premiere. I couldn't work it. It's like trying to work a spaceship, man. I was like, wait, I could just do this in CapCut and it would take me 2 minutes. But this thing wants me to build all these keyframes, and I'm like, I'm not into that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're using keyframes and whatnot, like sure, like I literally don't do anything other than just slice and move shit. I don't
yeah,
like do anything at all.
I got over the top. I like it, but I guess it.
Like,
Yeah, I guess it depends what you're doing and what your style is too. I mean, everyone's a little different. 4 minutes, probably. Oh, he was born with hell. That wasn't what I wanted to. So Eminem's album's coming out in 4 minutes. Someone
oh,
said.
that'd be amazing. Yeah, probably at 11 p.m. my time.
Rob, did you find the cereal box? What is the cereal box? I
I don't know
I
what that
don't
is.
know what that is. Someone was talking about that on the last. I think it was actually Evo. What the cereal box is? Is it like slang? Is it like something rude that you're saying? Jimmy Neutron modeled his hair after Pokene. What is Jimmy Neutron? I'm gonna Google Jimmy Neutron real quick.
You don't know what Jimmy Neutron is, bro?
I can't picture Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, it was one of the greatest cartoons ever. Jimmy Neutron was fantastic. I take that as a huge compliment, and honestly, like pretty damn like
Oh,
realistic.
Nickelodeon.
Are you a Disney Channel kid or something?
No, we had Nickelodeon in England. Honestly, I'm not sure. Someone could probably correct me, but I don't didn't get a whole lot of Jimmy Neutron. Keenan and Kel we had. Like I put the screw in the
Yeah,
tune. You guys had that? Like
yeah. Kenan and Kel's real.
that was a big part of my childhood. But yeah, Jimmy Neutron. Maybe I just never got into it. Yeah, I recognize him now, seeing it. But I think your hair is better than Jimmy's. Bro.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, hair is much better than
I
Jimmy's.
won't go there, but like I appreciate the compliment.
Have you ever sold any product at a loss to increase customer site traffic or have a loss leader? That's an interesting question.
Oh, that is a good question. The first part of your text here, I have not been to my parents' house in a little bit. They've come to my house, so when I go there, I'm gonna go there Saturday to go garage sailing. So I will get that card. But thank you, I appreciate it. I commented on a I commented somewhere that I was gonna check it out. So thank you for that. I will hit you back on Saturday. Have you ever sold any product at a loss? I don't really believe in loss leaders necessarily. I think it's a good idea in some contexts, like if you're building up like a TCG player account or an eBay account where you need to get a reputation quickly. Like I think loss leaders are great for reputation building, but once you already have a reputation, I mean, unless you're in like desperate need of capital for something, I don't think it's necessary. The only
Hmm.
loss leaders I would really like, I think something just as effective as a loss leader would be a giveaway. So because
Hmm.
then you only have to give away one thing and you're gonna get just as many people coming to the site, in my opinion. So like right now, if you go to my site, we're giving away this Eevee and Sarah Ledge Japanese deck. And like I've gotten I think like 300 people that already signed up for that giveaway. I can't imagine me selling something at a small loss and also getting 300 people to buy it. I don't think that's realistic. So I would just have like honestly, it doesn't need to be fancy, just like some kind of giveaway, and I think that's just as effective.
Yeah, giveaways are good. Yeah, I think I'm in the hot tub industry. We market like a really super cheap hot tub, but like
Oh,
I think loss leaders are good if you want to upsell them to something else, right? I mean, in my experience, anyway, it's like what do you want to get them into, right? Because loss leaders bring people in the door. So I mean, that's essentially what you're saying with giveaways. Is giveaways bring people in, and then you can sell them more shit. But
yeah,
if you
and
don't have an opportunity to do that, why would you do it?
yeah, and I mean if you take like even a $3 loss on a booster box and you sell 100 of them, that's a $300 loss when you could just give away a booster box
Hmm.
worth $100. I don't know. I don't get the loss leader
Yeah.
thing. The hot tub and I wish you were in the US because I'd like ask you for a plug because like that's my dream is a hot tub. Like that's my like that's like my Lambo. I just want a hot tub.
How easy to get, man. Like where, yeah, like I'm work like I shouldn't really talk about brands that I'm involved with and just for any conflicts, but yeah, we work with a couple of really big brands, and I can find a local guy, hook you up, and we can sort it out. Hot tubs change your life, man. Great, so good to relax, get de-stress and everything. Yeah, yeah, I'm big into that stuff. Ice baths, cold like saunas, like that's. I'm actually 65. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but
If you have
yeah.
US Connects for real, like hit me up because like that's literally my dream. I've
Oh
never
yeah,
owned
for
a
sure.
hot
Yeah,
tub.
yeah, yeah. No, we yeah, we can get you sorted. I mean, I don't. You're near Nashville, right?
We're in Nebraska, so we're like literally
Sorry,
dead
Nebraska. Yeah.
center.
Yeah. So I don't know the guys around there personally, but I can get to my rep and just be like, hey, like, let's. I can't get you a free hot tub, Brian, but I
Well,
can get you. I can get you. I can get someone to be like, hey, give this guy a good deal, take care of him, kind of thing. That would
oh,
be
that'd be so
that
rad.
what it's about. Yeah. What's this? It's far superior. I use Mac. I hate Apple, but I know a lot of people like it. I don't know.
I hate their computers. I love their phones.
Yeah, I'm not into it. But hey, if you are, that's great. Uh, confirmed cereal box. Take it easy, Kuyon. Take it easy, my friend.
Please.
Eminem album dropped.
Oh hell yeah! By the way, off topic, but I killed that fly. Yeah,
Good.
I got
I
it on the
can never
chair.
catch them. I appreciate your latest video with creating thumbnails. I went ahead and updated my latest video. Um, thumbnails are so important, guys.
Oh, they're
They
huge.
they are so like people just keep scrolling by. I think in my experience, the thumbnail and the first like 30 seconds of your video need to all go like, I don't know, depends what you're doing, but you want to keep people on your video. And because like a
100%.
lot of people don't realize this, but if you're scrolling your YouTube feed and then you stop for long enough, that counts as a view, right?
Yeah,
So you don't get any
100%.
ad revenue until you click it, but it counts as a view. Hot tub collab stream. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, we'll get it.
Yes.
I always had this dream about my hot tub that I would be filled with these women. It's just me and my neighbors, these dudes. I think my wife hasn't even gone in it.
Freaking hilarious.
I was like, I'd have all these milfs in there, but it's just fucking me and my fucking 50-year-old neighbors. Kind of feel like take your gents to get a cheesesteak.
I
That
was
sounds
just in
great.
Philly like 2 weeks ago.
Have you run up the Rocky Steps?
Yeah, yeah. Me and my cousin raced
I
up
love
them.
that. I tripped on the Rocky Steps the first time I ran up it. My dad
They're a
laughed.
weird size. Like they're too
They
like wide.
are. They are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where's the fucking statue?
The
This
statue
isn't
is
like the
like
movie. Like, where's the statue?
the statue's like off to the side, and there's like a line of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
75 people. We
Yeah.
skipped the statue. I like
Yeah.
I'll look it up on freaking Google Earth.
Yeah. All right. Krypton one's going to. I'm gonna let you listen to the Eminem album. I'm gonna pee and I'm gonna go sleep, my friend.
Oh,
Brian,
but
thank you so much for your time. Like it has been a blessing. It's like seriously, I'm
yeah.
not just saying that. Like to have you on, like we gotta do it again. Like we really have to. Like such you're such an awesome dude. Like thank you.
Oh, dude, you too, man. Thank you. I had a blast. Like Everyone like, I'm so like, I act so busy because like, honestly, I am, but, like, when I wanna do something, I'm not busy. Like, I keep myself busy, but, like, I like, stuff like this that I love, I'm just like, "Let's do it."
I love it. We're gonna
Like,
do like
anyone in here, like, hit me up, like, even if you have, like, 10 subscribers, like, I'll get on a channel and, like, talk.
I love it. I love how gracious you are as well, because some people are like, "Oh no, I'd never do that." You're like, you're too small. It's like that's bullshit. Like everyone
Yeah,
starts somewhere. Like, yeah, got to help people out. We're all just dudes trying to do our thing.
straight up.
If you build it, the mills will come. I wish.
It's
I wish.
amazing. I don't think
Yeah,
that's true, but I like the sentiment.
it's not true. It's not true. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll chat soon. Thank you to everyone who watched, and we'll see you guys soon too. Dan, Catch 'em All
Thanks, y'all.
Collectibles. He's here on Tuesday, so we'll see Dan from Catch 'em All. He's going to be telling us about his affiliate links. Okay, we'll see you later,
Nice.
guys.
See ya.
Take care, Brian. Actually, we'll stay on for a bit
I'll bet.
because